You're right. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Doing it live!
Right there. Hold on. How do I look?
Fucking terrible, dude.
Good. All right, let's do this.
All right, fellers. Welcome to Sins and Consequences. Yeah. So welcome to Sins and Consequences, the Blades in the Dark actual play podcast, eh? Over here, we're gonna be playing some Blades in the Dark, don't you know? And with me, I brought along Ethan, and then CJ, and then Adam, and also Dio. It's the same people I've been here every week, you know. But before we do that, you guys should consider winding your way down over to the Patreon and jumping in that Dragon's Horde with your coins and stuff, and checking out the extra. Sorry, I can't do that. I don't know how to but I can't do it.
You gotta commit.
Oh, you're right. I do. Give me a second.
Oh my god.
All right, head on down to the patreon.com/DragonsCreed and over there, guys, we're gonna have ourselves a good old time. We got extra content for you. We got all sorts of Warhammer fantasy bullshit. We got some art. It's a fucking good old time, man. You just get a little bit of Screech in you, and you just fucking spend an afternoon in the Dragon's Creed Patreon. That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm saying.
Go for a rip.
Go for a rip, eh?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, you know. What else is going on? Well, yeah, actually, the music you're listening to right now has been composed and written by a lovely person known as Sydney Fable. All their shit's in the description down below. Ethan, what is the name of Sydney Fable's glam rock band? I've only told you 13 times.
You know what? I'd say I'd have to think about it, but I can definitely tell you it's the Blam Blams.
I thought it was the
Fucking A.
Glams. Fuck.
I thought it was like
Adam.
Bim Bam Glam Glams. Something
Nice.
like that.
You're out. You're out, Adam. Ethan, you're in. I don't know where we're going with that, but we're.
I plead the fifth.
Adam, you got anything exciting going on in your life?
Like at all?
This is me. Yeah. Anything exciting? So this is me introducing. Can't you
Oh,
tell?
so what's happening? I'm
like,
so happy
no.
you told me because I
Any
don't
other
know.
questions?
No.
Like,
Never. No, I don't know, man. My
have the kid.
work has been slow,
Oh my
real
God.
slow. But here, check this out. Here's an interesting thing. I was talking to my boss, right? My boss is he's a real nice dude. But you know, he was like talking about some stuff. He's like talking about podcasts, and he's like, you know about this guy Dax Shepard? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he's got this podcast, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, yeah, he made a couple of movies. He, you know, it was it's cool that dude gets to just make the movies that he wants to make, even though he's not like a massive name. But you know, he's got enough pull that he wants to make a movie about cars because he likes cars. They let him do it. That's really cool. And my boss is like, you should make a movie. I'm like, I wish, but maybe one day, if my podcast takes off enough, maybe.
To be fair, he was
And he's-
famous before he got the podcast. But
I don't care. And my boss is like, you have a podcast? I'm like, yeah, I've got like 4. I don't know, whatever. And he's like, really? And then he's like, send me a link. So he follows some of our shows. So,
That's risky. That's risky.
well, but I thought
Don't
that
say
for a
anything
moment, and then I
incriminating.
realized that like every single time I've talked about my boss, I've been like, my boss is super cool. So we're good.
But you
And,
also once described yourself wasting over half a day not succeeding at a task.
I am aware of that, and so is he. So
Okay.
we're fine.
Okay.
We're fine. Also, really exciting. My boss introduced me to this thing I've never heard of before, and I am so sad that I just found out now. There's a series on YouTube. It's called 2 Minutes Till Late Night. If you're unfamiliar, look it up. It's fucking amazing. It's basically like this kind of metal, kind of hardcore band that does a late night show where they talk to other like metal / hardcore performers and stuff, and there's comedy routines. And like the main guy is in like corpse paint, and his character is called Guarcinio Hall, and one of the episodes his little brother was on, and they had his bar mitzvah, and it is absolutely hilarious. And then they play really, really great covers of songs with their guests, and it's really funny. And I guess it came out like 6 years ago, and I'm super far behind, but I have been watching it. My boss is like, yeah, it's a little bit too bizarre for me, but I thought you might like it. And I'm like, this is my favorite thing I've seen in months. Thank you.
Love
I'm
it.
trying to get him to watch Necro-Goblikon music videos, and like right now with John Goblikon, it's like, what's this guy's deal? I'm like, what, the goblin? He's like, yeah, it's like a dude in a costume. I'm like, no, dude, that's a goblet. His name's John Goblikon. He's from space, and now he works in sales. And my boss thinks it's hilarious. But I'm very serious.
Nice.
That's what I got going on. Ooh, I
That's
got a new
the-
pair of shorts! I haven't bought a new pair of shorts in like 4 years.
You should have led with
My-
that.
Yeah, you
I
should've
know,
led with
right? My existing shorts are starting to disintegrate because, you know, I work in a cabinet shop and they get beat up while I'm working. And I'm like, there's a lot of holes in these. So I got a new pair of shorts.
Nice.
They're greenish.
I mean, the world rejoices that you have new shorts. We all wanted to see more of your calves, so we're excited about that.
Dude, you can't not see them in these boys. Let me tell you.
All right. Speaking of shorts and potentially calves, let's go to Dio. Dio, you wearing shorts?
No, I'm wearing pants today.
What, dude? It's like 80 something out here. What are you doing?
Feeling comfortable in jeans, I guess. I'm a bit of a.
How do you do that? I would love to do that.
I
It's
wear
so
layers in the.
fucking hot.
I wear layers in the heat. I wear thigh-high leggings and shorts in the winter. I did that once.
What?
That was, but that's the story for another time.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, what's the
Keep
story
us
for
in
this time,
suspense.
Dio? Anything cool
Nice.
happened to you this week?
We're taking care of our little grandma doggy Lucy. It's my in-laws' dog, or the other family dog, and she's about 12 years old.
Nice.
Not that I'm stalking you or anything, but is that the dog that I saw on your Facebook page today?
Yes, absolutely. It's the one that was just staring at me with her little bowling ball face.
Yeah, I saw that dog while I was taking a shit earlier. I was
Oh,
looking
bless.
at Facebook, and that dog showed up on my page.
I
That
hope she made your
12-year-old
shit a lot
dog's
better.
name is Lucy because the bowels are loose at that
I mean,
age.
it was a pretty rad shit, so thank you for that.
I guess you too. Huh?
That's
It's
kind
the
of
guy
the
you need a
unspoken,
seatbelt for.
the unspoken etiquette of Facebook and those social media sites is how much happens while in the can. You don't talk about it.
Listen, I can talk about whatever
I
I
don't-
want. It's a free country.
It's my
Aren't you up
podcast.
there too? I mean, you're in Canada. Is that free up there?
Well, so we don't have. No,
Canada freedom?
I guess. Yeah, we don't have freedom. We don't have a constitution. We have a Bill of Rights, but speech is not protected in the Bill of Rights the same way as it is in the States. Here, if you go outside and say that everyone should be a Nazi and that you hate Jewish people and try to incite violence against, bad, like anti-Semitic shit or even racist shit, you can actually go to jail for that. I don't think that's
Oh.
the worst thing.
That so that's a weird thing where yeah, absolutely, but at the same time, maybe not. But yeah, absolutely. It's weird because
It-
on
It's
one
that
hand,
slippery slope. You
on one hand, if you
you
want
ban
to go
one
out,
thing and then keep banning something else.
that's the
You
only
say
concern
that,
I
but
got.
the laws have been like this for 150 years.
That's-
It's
but-
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's all.
we get let's not get super political here, but we get some people that become in charge of the country.
Hold up. One second,
that-
actually.
Oh, he's running away. That become in charge of the country and make some decisions to really fuck people over. So I could see down here, somebody, don't mind my green fingertips, all right? I could see people down here taking over being like, well, if you can't say Nazi stuff, why not make it so you're not allowed to say hateful things about me, your president? And then, kind of drive that in a weird direction. By the way, here's some fun stuff. America, right? As of this recording, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't know where I am anymore. We had the first presidential debate for this cycle. And let me tell you, woof, what a shit show.
Oh, it was exciting, eh? I saw that.
No,
I did.
It
I
was
watched
awful. It was awful.
I didn't watch it. I just watched the Weird Al Yankovic rendition afterwards, and that was
It was
enough of a
probably
summary
better.
for me.
It was probably better.
Are you
It was-
talking about the primaries, or was this the first presidential debate?
This was between the last guy and the current guy, and and let me tell you, both of them, trash. That's it. That's my take. Both of them trash. Trashy trash garbage. These are the two best options. Come on,
Yeah.
give me somebody with some kind of fucking stake in the future. Somebody who's
Like
not
a-
going to die in the
Give
next
me
decade.
a Justin Trudeau, Sorry, not
No.
to get too political.
No. Vote for Jon Stewart. Tell Jon Stewart to run for president
Yeah.
as a.
Of Canada?
No, we don't have a president of your country. The United States of America, as opposed to the rest of America, which is just.
I
Jon
would
Stewart looking-
love somebody other than these two guys. If it were up to me, I would actually rather have Vermin Supreme running the country.
bless.
You can vote
Gingivitis is
for
the-
Vermin Supreme. Like I
I
don't.
know I can,
yeah,
and I
gingivitis
probably will.
is
Dude,
the
yes.
true enemy of the world.
Mandatory toothbrushing, and everyone gets a pony.
My favorite was, oh man, this reminds me of this one time I trained in Canada, and
Do they
I
have
was in
Vermin
Vancouver.
Supreme up there?
No, I was okay. So I was in Vancouver for a whole month, and I was training for cargo. And this guy that was training me didn't teach me. He taught me how to do cargo, but he taught me more about Canadian politics than anything. I learned about the Rhino Party.
Rhino,
Yeah,
Party,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
That
we
sounds
got one
cool.
of them,
That was just something else. And then I told him, I said, "Do you know about Vermin Supreme?" And he's like, "No way, I can say I don't." And I'm like, "Okay, so now you have to know." And I started pulling up a bunch of videos and I showed him about like the fight against gingivitis, about how everyone deserves to have a pony, and this guy just fucking loses it. And we just start talking about nothing but politics in terms of like weird parties, like both the States and Canada. And then we looked at one for Europe where they had a knight show up. That was a whole fucking thing too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like sometimes politics can be funny. It's terrifying, but it can be fun. Speaking of terrifying but funny, CJ, how's it going?
I was like, me, pick me. It's going okay.
Just okay.
so,
I mean,
so
I'm-
enthusiastic to tell you that it's going okay. I love it.
I mean, my cat's the chaotic one. He's been a little crazy. But he usually is not interested in the TV, but today I was playing a game. It was like Little Kitty Big World or something like that. He was
Little Kitty Big City, bro.
Little Kitty Big City.
Oh, that rhymes. I love it.
He was entranced. He was like, this is your sign that it is good to have positive representation in the world.
That's it. Yeah, dude.
I was gonna
That's,
say
the cat was engaged.
I wonder if they did anything, because I know some designers, especially if they're putting like, I forget, there was this other game that did it too, but where they put dogs into something, and it was made for us, but purposely they added specific color schemes so dogs could be entertained. And I know a lot of designers have been putting little things like that, where they'll put color schemes and things that will be interesting for the pets, for them to be like, what the fuck is going on? But they're like so engaged with the screen.
Yeah. So speaking of that, there's an app you can get on your phone that puts like a dog vision filter on like the camera, so you can see what dogs can see, and so like dogs can't really see the color blue,
Yeah.
and so like it's one of those things where like before I buy my dog toys, I'll like pull that up in the aisle and then like go like half of them are just gray, and then there'll be one that's like bright red, and then you look at it and it's purple.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah.
like cool.
My dog loves the red. I've got this red like silicone rubbery bone with like nubs all over it that's red. My dog loves that thing. It's his number one. It's gross. It's always slimy.
I'm gonna assume Nibbler.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no, Leon doesn't do much. We got him a new bed. That's another cool thing that I did. I got my dog a new dog bed. He doesn't get around too much. He's 17. He's a 17-year-old dachshund, and his legs, you can still use them, but they're weak. And they kind of slowly slide out to the sides, and he has a hard time walking where he kind of falls down. He He walks like he's got 5 legs. He uses his face as a leg sometimes to try to walk around, and he frequently will like topple over and get stuck and kind of flails and flops, and it's really tragic. And then I help him up. He's probably not got a lot of time left.
Fair enough. I'm sorry to hear.
It's my grumpy favorite old man.
He is so old and so grumpy.
Fair. And last, not least, we got Ethan.
Well, I mean, I
Ethan?
think you'll be last, so but I'm still not least, which I do appreciate. But yeah, no, my week's been decently good. I had someone honk at me when I was in an intersection today, and it's one of those, we were kind of talking Canada, America, and that whole thing, and like, I know we're talking more politics, but like one thing that I just am not used to, being a very new American or American in progress, but it's one of those things of like,
That's all of us, buddy.
all of your stoplights are in the middle of the intersection instead of on the other end of the intersection. So like when you
Wait, what?
stop and like when you're at the or at an intersection and you're waiting
Yeah.
for the light, you have to like lean down in the car in order to look up to see the color of the light. Like it's not like on the opposite side of the
how are you driving?
intersection. It's
So
like-
Are you talking about like how it's hanging up on like the pole?
yeah, it like hangs up to go, look, this is right on your lane, instead of being like at like the corner of the intersection so you can see it in front of you. And so like when you go to like get to the intersection, you can't see it, and so you have to like crank your head down in order to like look up to see the color of the light, and it's just,
Interesting.
it throws me off.
Oh my god,
Okay.
no wonder you guys are so angry.
actually,
Maybe that's part of it. That's part of it.
I mean, we don't have that in Chicago. At least, I mean, like ours are like
Traffic?
on the opposite ends. Yeah, well, I mean the traffic we
Well,
all have.
You know what we have in Chicago is we have a thing called the Chicago stop, where you go to a stop sign and you don't actually stop. You just kind of you slow down and then you go through the stop sign. It's
We
called
also have a
Chicago
fifth-
stop.
We also have
we
a
call
fifth
it the-
season.
You have a 5th season.
Absolutely, it's called construction.
Yeah.
No, dude, no, you're full of shit. We
No,
have
it's-
2 seasons only. It's construction and snow, and sometimes they overlap.
I mean, God bless. They help fuel each other endlessly,
They help fuel the anger
and the potholes.
and the potholes. I saw this great picture on the internet. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, but it's like this pothole that's perfectly in the shape of the state of Illinois. It's like, hey, where are you from? It's like, here's a picture of a pothole. That's where I'm from.
Love it. Alright. Well, I guess I'm least and last. So Ethan, you're not last, but I'm last. It's me, Aaron, also known as Poultrygeist. I've had a fucking crazy week. I've put in 140 hours
Ugh.
Oh.
since Monday.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ew.
Because
Ugh. At work?
yeah, well, like so, like
Ugh.
I'm a business owner, so like so it's one of those things where I gotta do it sometimes. But
Ugh.
the other thing is like someone messed up real bad, and somehow it became my problem, even though I didn't know who these people were until Monday afternoon.
How much of that was driving? That's what I want to know, because you drive a ton. for your
Honestly,
work.
not I do drive a ton for my work, but it wasn't that bad. So it was about an hour to get to the site, and then it was about 72 hours straight of me being on that site arguing with people to make sure stuff got done so that nobody got fined.
Oof.
Oh, my
Um,
God.
And so I have been power tripping hard for a week because the government called me and said, you're going to lose your license for some reason, even though you have nothing to do with this. It's just a weird industry I'm in where I'm like the only person in my region that can do the job. And so I have to do the job is basically what happened.
So if you lost your license, what? It just collapses?
My whole life is over. My whole life.
Well, yeah,
is.
but like the whole like vicinity around you just like stops having water.
No. So then they get into like there's a company that will do it, but they charge a lot more than I do because they're really like there to do like the cities.
Hmm.
So like then they'll get like the people who do the water in the city of Toronto to come to this small town and do it. And they're obviously going to charge like a lot more.
Just for travel, let alone service. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a thing where it's a problem. Everyone knows it's a problem. We're working on it. I'm trying to keep an apprentice, but it's hard these days.
Stop
because-
hitting them.
No, you know what the issue is?
No,
The issue is,
no.
No, I'm gonna. How else are they gonna learn?
No, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mike.
I don't hit my apprentices. What I do is I give them confined space training, and then I lock them in there just to see how they do. No.
It's fucked.
It would be fucked. Yeah. I've just honestly have had a really stressful week. I'm just so glad to be here. I'm gonna take all this stress I've been building up over the week, and I'm gonna cathart it out in your general direction. And I hope you're all ready for that.
Cathart me, baby.
Cathart it.
That was weird.
Mhm.
I'm into it.
I catharted.
All right.
I thought I was gonna
we're
cathart, but then it was a cashart instead.
Oh no, that's not the worst. Speaking of the worst, Ludes.
Oh boy.
Ludes. Last we saw you at the end of last week's session. Well, not last week's session, 2 weeks ago session.
Been 2 weeks.
Yep. You were locked inside of a fairly comfortable quarters inside of Iron Hook Prison.
Yeah.
You're coming down off of a bender that you've been on. Your head is pounding. Differently than when you do morphine. If you recall, Erin Hurt is her name, has been slipping you little bits of marching powder while you guys kind of went on like a crime spree. And you're finally sobering up from that, and it's awful, it's painful. But you, as you're kind of locked in this room, Erin does approach you. In her arms, I suppose, she's holding on to, clearly against her will, Mandy.
Andy.
As Ludes looks through the window, seeing Erin waving a dagger around, declaring that together you and Erin are going to stab Mandy to seal the deal on what is to become your marriage. A first declaration of love and commitment between the two of you. You look into Mandy's eyes. What color are they?
Bloodshot, but probably, like a solid bloodshot green. Beautiful green. Emerald green.
Emerald green. And does she have long, flowing, raven dark hair?
I thought you were gonna say eyes. Terrifying, long, flowing eyes. No. She's got it's like a short thing, short hair. Probably some kind of funky color.
Ooh. Like, are we talking like auburn funky, or is like she got like turquoise hair?
Maybe like turquoise. Yeah.
Yeah, turquoise. Pourquoi? Okay. So the woman with turquoise hair and the green eyes that are bloodshot from tears, she stares at you, and when she recognizes you, because of course she does, there's at first a sigh of relief, and then her eyes narrow, and she says, "Ludes, what the fuck?" And time stops. And it moves backwards in time, and we see Lude's face as it gets younger. And how old would you say that Ludes is? We talked about this briefly. Ludes has
now?
Ludes has an interaction with Mandy inside of a club, or outside of a club in Silkshore. How old do you think Ludes is when this happens?
Oh man, he at that point I want to say is probably fairly young. Let me check. Let me check my notes, because I got notes somewhere. Probably like 16, maybe 17.
We'll say that Mandy's a couple years older than you. She's like, you know, she's 18. We'll say. You are standing outside of a club, and specifically, it's not a brothel in the Silk Shores, which I once described as the red light district. But there are clubs there that are not brothels. We see a younger Lude's face staring through the window. Green gas lights light up like a dim room with like a lot of like older men in fine suits, talking amongst themselves, some of them in their cups, some of them casually paying attention to a small stage in the corner where Mandy is singing. And she is a fine singer, perhaps not the best, but to Ludes, I imagine yes, she's the best there ever will be. As you're watching, Darmit approaches you, a friend of yours, maybe not the best. Well, he is your best friend, but I don't know if you guys even like each other that much.
Yeah, probably not.
But Darmit approaches with this smug smile, and he elbows you in the ribs and causes you to stumble off of the crate that you were standing on. And he says, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Ludes? She doesn't want you here."
How do you know? How do you know? You don't know.
Listen, only one of us is going to get a shot here, and it's never going to be you. Be real.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got, that big heart. I got, I got some talent, some skills, Yeah, I mean, like, I'm ugly, but, like, that doesn't mean anything, There's more to life than that, than just, looks and being handsome and strong and charming and tall and handsome.
Hold on one second there, Lutz. And he waves over to a homeless woman sitting on the corner. He's like, "Hey, you! Would you sleep with this man?"
I wave at her and give her my best fucking rotten tooth smile.
She's like, oh, fuck no. And she's sitting there, and she's only got the 2 teeth. She's probably about, like in her late 60s, wearing very
really
ratty
good
clothes.
For this world.
I'd hope she'd say no.
She's like, "Oh God, no.
She doesn't know me. It's I'm not much to look at or talk to, but like I got a lot of stuff going on. I got inner beauty. It's not something you're just gonna know by looking at me. I look like fucking this, but you get to know me.
Whatever.
Besides, yeah, you know what? Whatever. I play my guitar for her.
You play guitar?
Yeah, of course I do. Come on. This
You never play guitar for me.
No, and you got any money?
No, but you want to go make some money?
Yeah, I want to go make some money.
2 of you go visit your buddy Frank.
Okay.
And I'll show you Frank. It's not going to be a very long scene here with Frank, but I do have a picture of him. So you take a look. Frank. That's Frank in the modern day.
Okay, he's way less creepy than I expected him to be.
Yeah, no, he's actually Darmit's older brother.
Oh fuck, I didn't know that. Ugh.
And Frank's when the 2 of you walk in, Frank turns to Darmit. He's like, "Fuck you, man, you little shit." And he kind of throws something at Darmit, and he waves you over, Ludes.
Hey, Frank, how's it going?
Oh, not bad. How's my favorite little guy doing? And
me? I'm doing okay. I could use a little bit extra money. And buskin's not doing it. It's tough.
Good.
The streets.
I get that. Listen, I've been working on this new lock and it doesn't really work that well. But I'm hoping that with Darmit and his nice little smile, and maybe a little push from someone like you, if we start breaking into some houses, more specifically, you start breaking into some houses, we can make some real bank selling these locks.
Yeah, no problem. I get right in, you know. I got that thing.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. And the three of you sit down and you kind of craft this plan where you guys are gonna like kind of swoop into certain areas and harass them with break-ins for a couple weeks, and then Darmit's gonna come in with the solution, the Frake lock system. And over time, like, it's a kind of a double dip in action. That's kind of how you and Frake and Darmit, and even sometimes Mandy, kind of get into these schemes.
Okay.
That ultimately blow up in your face over time. Once you guys are finished talking, you and Darmit go back with a list of addresses for you to check out over the next couple days. You pass by that bar where you saw Mandy singing earlier, and you hear her. She says, "Get your hands off me. Stop it." She's around the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak back there.
Okay.
See what I can see what's going on. I've never talked to her before.
No.
Never.
No, I don't think Darmit has either, but the two of you have had eyes for a long time. And so Darmit follows you, but as you sneak around the corner, you see Mandy. You see a situation kind of exactly what you're probably expecting to see. She's standing outside of the back, the artist store, with a cigarette in hand. There's a couple of men talking to her, and you can tell that she's trying to leave, and they have the door pressed closed behind her.
Okay.
You see her, and you can kind of hear like the men talking in low, quiet voices, and then Mandy slaps one of them, and the man grabs her by the wrist.
At this moment, time slows down for Ludes. Soft lighting, soft filter. The song Dreamweaver kicks on as he's watching her slap this dude and then start getting manhandled. It all moves in slow motion. It's like, Mandy. She's so beautiful. So graceful the way that she slapped that guy. Oh, man. His fingers are so slender.
And you see, as you say that, the camera pans to Ludes saying that, and it pans back, and Mandy is shivving the man that grabbed her in the ribs with like a stiletto dagger before the other man can react. And you see that the two of them get into a confrontation where Heath manages to throw the dagger away. And the other man lies holding his side, bleeding out on the street. But Mandy is in danger.
Ludes, shift back to Ludes' perspective. And just like the blood sprays out of the dude that she stabbed with the knife, and like it's pumping out in like gigantic oversized cartoon hearts pumping out of this dude. And the music continues, and it's Dreamweaver, and he lifts off the ground and floats toward. It's more like the alley is moving around Ludes, like he's standing still and it's moving around him as he's floating, like, you know, like a cartoon character where he's like chest forward and his legs are like floating behind him as he's being pulled towards this whole thing. And you know, there's the beautiful slow motion music, and the lighting is just right and everything's perfect. Before Lude snaps out of it, and he's wrapped like legs around the waist of this other dude, and Ludes is just ripping at this guy's throat with his gross. It hasn't really comed up yet, but he's got wooden fingernails, and they're sharp as fuck. And he's ripping at this dude's throat, splintering his fingernails, leaving shards of wood in this guy's open wounds. You need me to make a roll.
Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
I'm gonna prowl this fucker. Sneak up on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's controlled for standard effect. Partial success. That's exactly what I wanted.
Great.
So you do it. And Mandy scrambles. And she's just like, oh my god, what is going on? And she just sees a monster with wooden fingernails and twigs growing out of his beard.
Oh yeah, he's fully brambly. Like it's all there. Yeah.
Yeah, with bramble for hair and like buggy eyes, just clawing out a man's throat. And Darmit runs past you, grabs her hand, and escorts her up the street, running away from both the men and you.
Before she gets away, though, before that, Ludes, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
Ludes had been writing poetry for months, reciting it, getting ready for the opportunity where he was going to speak to her. Here we go. He's nervous. Everything's going weird. It's sideways. And what comes out of his mouth is not what he had prepared. What comes out of his mouth is he goes, I've been following you. I've got a demon inside of me, and now I'll be inside of you. And then they run.
They do. She has this confused and horrified look on her face as Darmit takes her away, saving the day from you. And we go to this modern time, and she's like, you're that sick fuck.
I've been following you. No, not again. Not like this. Mandy.
Who are she goes to ask who you are, and Aaron just whips her to the floor. And she's just like, you don't have to worry about her anymore. Ooh. Aaron looks so angry that you would say her name. But she doesn't open the door. She picks up Mandy, and the two of them, they leave. You remember that she said that you were to get married in 2 days.
Ludes turns around, falls half to the ground with his back against the door, slides down, clutching at his chest, wiping away tears. By the way, his tears now are like gross, like they're a little bit thicker than they should be, and they're like yellowish. It's like synthetic motor oil that comes out of his eyes. And he's like, oh, your euphonious voice has guided me through the darkness and the pain and the cold nights. Your song and beauty has been my internal flame. I carry you in my heart. My thoughts of you silence my demon screams. To be in your heart as well. Exceed my greatest dreams. Mandy. Mandy.
We fade. Like the camera pans up and it looks at like a glowing lantern outside of the door of these quarters, and it zooms in on this bright light, and then it pulls away, and we see a machine. And you're in Dunslow there, Ethan. We see a machine inside of a small hut out in the workers' district, just outside. The same place that Bay once tried to rob people of their clothes, successfully robbed people of their clothes, just up the road. Describe who we see.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is an automaton. So he is a medium frame, a clockwork kind of person. If you were in that area, you would know it's a general purpose construction hull that's been built with an older, very much an older model itself, and there's less of a face, and then there's kind of some cogs and gears on the side that spin and move in what seem like random patterns, but are actually, deeply connected to how they're thinking and processing different things. With kind of, it almost kind of just looks like a projector for a face, with some amount of a visage that can, like, face that you can see through, but other times it's more cloudy.
And at this point in time, at least since the bill hooks have taken over, you're not so much. You used to have a purpose. I believe whoever your previous master was, I think, set one of your purposes to be to commit crimes. And at
Yes.
first, when the billhooks took over, describe something you did to help the billhooks when they took over, because they were committing crimes.
So a lot of cleaning up the streets of different shop owners, making sure that they were paying the protection money that they should be paying as far as funds, while also getting rid of bodies and going through and just taking them from out in the open and making sure that they would not be discovered ever again.
Fair enough.
And then plain muscle.
Throw them in for the eels and the hagfish. Okay, fair enough. And nowadays, though, since the billhooks have taken over, they kind of are the law these days. And so you're finding yourself seeking purpose, helping out the billhooks while they're in prison. It's not really. You're finding it's not fulfilling that need and that purpose anymore.
Yes, it's it started off, and every time it felt so good and so revitalizing every time like that function was hit, as far as breaking the rules. But then very much so it's like going into the office day after day. It dulls the senses, and it dulls what the purpose and the feeling, and it's finding the days get slower and longer as it continues.
Well, we will say, 1 second. I have their names here. Corin is his name. Is a man. He's one of the lieutenants of the billhooks. You would know him to be the son of Tarvel. He's often is the one to come to you and give you tasks. One day he asks you to come inside the prison. He says, "Hey, we got some stuff we gotta move," and I mean, frankly, it's just you're a machine. You gotta do what I gotta say. So let's get going.
What is the job?
The job is we're planning a wedding, and we need you to move some tables.
That is not in my core functions.
Oh, here. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. They're the Emperor's tables, and they're not to be moved. But together, you and I, we're gonna move them against the law.
Yes. Okay, we shall move the tables. And very slowly, very defeated, just will kind of head over to the tables.
Yeah. Corin a long time ago has figured out that to get you to do basically anything, he just has to tell you it's against the law, and you're kind of almost forced to do it, even if you don't believe it. And so yes, you are inside the prison and you're moving stuff around, and you see Corin. He's kind of like a lean man, looks a lot like a younger version of his father. He's wearing like a leather like vest with like, it used to have sleeves, but he ripped them off just to expose more of his bulging biceps. Doesn't wear a shirt underneath, chest hair popping out. He's gesturing and he's making you move tables around. And then Aaron comes in. Aaron, you would have seen before, you would recognize her as one of the people who sometimes tells you to do things. She's dragging a woman with turquoise hair. She throws that woman into a small cage, and she starts complaining to Corin, her brother, in front of you. She says, "I don't know what's wrong with Ludes. He just it's like he doesn't even want to get married. I showed him this woman that broke his heart, and he just acted like she was something worth keeping around, and like he didn't want me to kill her. It's bullshit." And Corin's like, "What the fuck do you want, man? Like you got yourself a little street urchin. I don't even know what you see him."
Whatever's about to come next is the thing that I've been waiting to hear since we met this character. Like, why?
You don't understand, okay? You wouldn't understand. You've never been in the ghost field. When you're in the ghost field, you can see things for what they are. He doesn't look like that. He's better than that. I've been watching him for years. There you go.
What?
That's my answer.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It's like a stalking triangle. Sorry.
Yes. And
Well, it's an angle. It's an angle. In order for it to be a triangle, they'd have to continue the rest of the way. It's just an angle. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No one's stalking Aaron. She's fucking terrifying.
Do the opposite. Like you stalk her so you know where she's gonna be, so you can not be there.
What's the opposite of stalking? We need to do that.
Avoidance.
Yeah.
Running.
But their Drillbit, because we haven't actually said the name of your character, but his name is Drillbit. Aaron turns to you and she says, "Listen, you got the fucking robot walking around and moving tables. Go be useful. Go be useful, you fucking hunk of junk. Go stand by the quarters and just make sure that Ludes doesn't go anywhere."
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, and she kind of pushes you in that direction, and she's quite strong for like even though you're like a machine, she actually does kind of make you stumble. The force of her shove.
It's for this command, it feels it's actually somewhat less degrading than moving the tables, and so even though Drobit doesn't really want to do this, at least standing guard and holding someone captive does at least spark a little bit of joy.
That's fair. You walk over to the to this door where Ludes is behind. You don't know that Ludes is behind there. You don't know who Ludes is. But Ludes, you hear the sound of like clanging metal outside your door.
He goes, "Mandy?" And he springs up and looks out the little window thing. What the hell is it?
I am here to guard the door. My name is Drillbit. I do not know who you are.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where the two of you are. CJ,
Yes.
what do you think your relationship to the billhooks is?
I think
We're gonna.
if the
Oh, go ahead. The only thing I was gonna say is that I think you live in the Dunslow district.
Yeah, so I think she would have been there for a little bit, and then like because the Billhooks took over, it's kind of like a, well, they're the new landlords.
Mm-hmm. So you maybe
Kind of-
live. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, just kind of mostly keeps to herself, but like, if they come knocking, there's not much she can do about it.
That's fair. Yeah, and we'll say that maybe a couple weeks ago. Or no, sorry, a couple days ago, not weeks. Sorry, a few days ago. The billhooks have been coming to like the little shanty town that just outside the prison, collecting people to kind of get them to do things for this upcoming nuptials ceremony. So you know that you've been in and out of the prison the last few days, decorating for this wedding. You may or may not be familiar with Drillbit, like as like a figure within Dunslow.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving flowers, and you move through the hallway, and you actually bump into Drillbit there. And you shatter your vase. Like we'll just say that you trip, and you drop this vase in front of Drillbit. Drillbit looks
This is
down.
right-
Who does he see?
He sees a young woman, early 20s. Her clothes are very dark. Like, it's very simple. Probably now since she's been living in Dunslow, they're a little messy, a little dirty, a little ratty. Has like a cloak kind of around her. They're all dark, like almost black clothing. So when you see her face, it is completely pale. Her like skin is like pale, a little gaunt. Her hair is long and like an ashy platinum blonde, and her eyes are just like a pale icy blue, just like albino basically, and like a kind of small wiry frame. But at first she's annoyed about dropping this and knowing she's gonna get in trouble. She instead looks up and with an almost interest, like a quizzical interest in the robot, is like, I see you're that Hull that's been around that I've heard of. What a way to meet you. Dusts herself off, looking annoyedly down at the vase.
And immediately upon the vase breaking and this, he's like, one moment, and kind of puts his hand out and pulls out a mop that he always carries around and is going to start cleaning the vase that has fallen, and first gets the liquid and then kind of grabs all the pieces of glass and goes and puts them out in a trash can. There, that's much better.
She kind of does like the half cross arm, like mouth slightly covering her mouth, just I'm sorry, that is a little pathetic that they have such a powerful being as you and you're forced to clean up messes.
Quite enjoy cleaning up messes.
I'm sure. It just seems an awful waste of your continued life.
Is this going on right outside my door?
It is.
Oh, look at her. My weird face, weird eyes.
She looks back at him completely unfazed.
The hell's going
Is
on out
this-
there?
Oh, would you happen to be the groom I've been hearing so much about?
I guess. Yeah.
Then tell your wife we are all so tired of for days having to clean up, set around all these meaningless little trinkets and decorations.
Maybe, I guess. You're not into this, I guess. I don't know. I'm not. I gotta tell you, I'm not super into this. I don't know how I got in here. Oh,
Sounds like wedding day jitters.
Something
I,
clicks within Drillbit's mind, which is perhaps the best crime that he could pull off right now would be against the billhooks.
What a marvelous plan. And he's just thinking to himself, I guess, if this is all kind of.
he just says it out
streaming
loud.
in.
What a
Yeah,
marvelous
maybe, yeah.
plan.
Getting excited, and it's like,
What
oh,
plan?
is that
What
gonna
plan?
work?
What's the plan?
Freudian
Um,
slip, just like whoops.
Whoops.
What's
Are
the
you
plan?
telling me that you do not want this wedding to happen?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't even know where. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I guess I guess we partied a couple of times. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I just I'm not into it. I'm not. I got other plans.
Well, my stuttering friend, perhaps I can help you and you can help me.
All right. Well, here's the deal. I can get out of here anytime I want. It's not really a problem. I mean, that's not an issue. I can just, I
Do
go
it.
wherever the hell I want.
Do it then. Do it. I want to see it right now. Do it.
I don't want to do it right now, but I can. Don't worry about that. I can get out. I can go anywhere I want. But I got this other issue. You see, there's somebody in here that I really care about. Somebody that she's more important to me than me. And I think she's in danger, and I don't like that. I gotta get her out of here. Me and her, we gotta go. Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, but if we can get, if you're not into this, and I'm not into this, and I mean I guess I don't know. You seem like you're not into this either. Maybe we could do something to get everybody out of here. I'm the dean at this school. I can get you guys jobs. You guys into that?
For a second, she looked like she was about to just walk away, but then you mentioned a job, and then she paused.
I'll give you tenure.
A job. Does this come with room and board?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Can't say I'm particularly fond of slumming it up. You'll make,
I mean,
you make an interesting op. I mean, here in Dunslow, this place reeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not silk shore or anything like that, but we got don't you like books? You like books?
Books. Do I like books?
With the words in them? You like water?
Do we like books? Do we like books? No.
She's talking. Is she talking to you?
Well, anyway, I'm interested in your offer of a place to stay, so all right.
All right, let's do this then. I'm just gonna and I'll open the door. Do I need to make a test, or should I just?
Yeah.
All right, there's a 5.
You make a
I got the-
partial 6.
But I got the fine lockpicks. I don't know if that matters.
It means that it's doable because these are iron hook prison doors. So
I
there's
also
a
got a
whole...
thing that says I'm not affected by the quality or tier when I bypass security measures.
Oh yes. Well then you were not affected by quality or tier, but something.
Nice.
This is a controlled thing. It's gonna be a silly consequence.
Good. I love those. Those are my fave.
Yeah. You open the door and you realize that it wasn't locked.
Nice.
I was
And
going to
so-
say that Drobit was holding the keys.
Yeah. You realize it wasn't locked and that you didn't have to open it, and for some reason, your fly's undone.
Dude, he's fully exposed. Fully exposed. And here's the deal. This hasn't come up yet, but his dong. Check this out. We're going to get into some graphic detail. It's
Are
like
we?
a duck's penis. It's like a duck's penis. It's
Oh,
like a
no.
corkscrew
the
covered
fuck?
in nipples.
That's awful. That's awful.
It is. It's
I
really
take
terrible.
It back.
It's
No one has to look at his dick anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm somewhat uncomfortable with this situation.
And
He's still completely unfazed.
and the three or perhaps four of you will discuss your plans to do what you want to do, and that will be our planning engagement. But before we do, we have one more player at the table who hasn't had a chance to talk yet. You want to know why? Because Dio and Myri.
they're
And
both on mute.
no, Dio and Myri. Well, Dio and CJ and Adam, if you think Jacob or Marv would be at the library.
I mean, yeah. Marv is wherever Vay would. Well, we don't know where Vay is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Marv is probably hanging out at the library.
Okay. So Marv is there.
So there's like, you want to arm wrestle? Sorry,
the-
hold on. Let me try that again. Hey, you want to arm wrestle? Weirdo.
And you're talking to Daniel Teraviso?
No, I'm talking to the weirdo.
That'll be Albatross, I think.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. Hey, weirdo. You want to arm wrestle? See how that thing works.
Doesn't Albatross just kind of going through his notebook, closes it, looks at him, and then just with a deep sigh. No.
Come on.
Man, we don't like to see a little brawny macho bravado. Come on. Let me see what that arm does. Come on.
I get it. You're scared. That's okay. I'd be scared too.
The three.
Sometimes I catch myself in the mirror and I go, but then I realize it's me.
And as Marv says that, you can make a resistance roll against this to prevent this consequence from happening or reduce the harm that occurs. But an action happens. And what that is you hear the sound of breaking glass as a Molotov cocktail comes flying through the window of the library. It lands on the table, one of the study tables to the west side of the library where Daniel Deraviso happens to be working. He scampers away and is mostly unscathed, though you see that he has to toss off his jacket, which is on fire. The back of it's on fire. You see that several of the women, they kind of move towards you guys and position themselves ready to take an order. And the doors, even though there's that sheet on the side and they could have just walked in there, the doors bang like someone is taking a battering ram and trying to break it.
I don't like that.
The library
shit.
is on fire, by the way. So that's where the resistance roll can come in. Someone can start making actions to stop or help with that situation.
Albatross is gonna start going outside.
Okay.
Like he's gonna use his arm to hook onto the side of the building and start climbing through and start basically running to the side to see what's trying to ram in the building.
What you see outside is perhaps surprising, perhaps not. I don't know how Albatross feels about this, but what you actually see is about a dozen people. Many Path of Echoes adepts and acolytes with their dark robes and their hoods and their full body tattoos, led by a shirtless, homeless looking man with like a large beard with tattoos covering his entire body, and several young looking Akarosi people that are pushing a bell on a cart.
That's
Um,
right.
and then you see two large men in their Path of Adepts outfits trying to batter in the door. And the older man, when he sees you, he laughs and he says, "Oh, there you are. Come scurrying out of your fucking hole. Where's Solomon?"
Who's Solomon? I don't like that. I don't like when people do that to my house, kind of place. I think I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna time it.
Maria and Red, like when things started going crazy, she started running for like her stuff to get like gadgets for weaponry,
Okay.
gear.
Okay, I just want to check. Is anyone going to attempt to put out or stop this fire?
Got better things to do.
I think that. I guess that'll be Myri's thing then. You guys are the fighty guys. She'll do
Well, you
damage
can
control.
also put your cohorts on it.
Oh yeah, cohorts. Cohorts.
But before anything, for everybody through, do they all have connections to the water?
Yep,
I don't
including
think
Luke.
Marv's gotten there yet.
Yeah, Marv does.
Yeah, I
Marv
don't think-
doesn't,
I don't
but
think
like
he's
I'm
in
talking
the
about everyone in the library that would be part of the
Yes, yeah.
I think it would just be easiest because to just command everybody through there. I mean, we could all take arms and start getting into position to start fighting. So I mean, it would make sense that we would all be ready and then just communicate through thought. Just basically be like, we need everybody all hands on deck. We need to be kind of situation. I mean, they wouldn't really say all hands on deck. All hands on library, I guess.
I just gotta get the lady. We still gotta have some of the ladies do damage control of the fire.
Go
All right,
cry
hear me
on
out.
it or
All the
something.
single ladies.
Yeah.
All the single ladies.
All the single ladies. All right, that's it.
So
What
because
James did.
they're adepts, I would say that they're not necessarily particularly skilled at what would probably be a prowess roll. So they're just going to roll tier.
Can
if
I
you
roll
have
command?
Go ahead.
There's a joke in there about the weeping ladies in tears. But go on.
Yes, you can roll command for limited effect, and what that'll mechanically mean is that a partial success will give them one additional die. A full success will give them 2 additional die. If you push for standard effect, we'll talk about what that means. But and then a failure is they will actually lose a die.
I'll push for standard effect.
Okay. If you succeed without so it basically everything moves up one step. So they will succeed automatically if you succeed on this command roll. But otherwise they will have to make like a tier roll. And they will get additional die as appropriate.
Nice! Yes!
So yeah, your sharp voice calls out through the waters, and the women they kind of look around and they grab their blankets off the bed and start putting out the fire, like smothering the fire with these blankets. Daniel Daraviso spends most of his time trying to keep the books safe, and actually almost burns his hands trying to save a book.
Damn, a true librarian.
Yeah, and this all happens like within instance, right? So like that's happening while you guys are doing other stuff. So even though you called that out, we have Marv, we have Myron. I'm gonna say that everyone can take one action before we go back and we do the planning engagement for the other score.
So, what Marv wants to do is he's gonna feel the rhythm and feel the rhyme, and then give it on up, and fling the doors open just in time. For these guys that are trying to batter the doors down, somebody, yeah, I see you, Ethan. The doors, as they're pounding on these doors, he wants to open it just at the right time that these guys are gonna try to throw their weight into it and stumble in, and then he's gonna beat the snot out of everyone.
Can I add on to that? Can Myri set up something else at the door first, and then they like fall into it?
Yeah. If it's cool.
If you do that, do it as a group action. So you guys will roll the same action, and anyone who fails gives stress to whoever's leading the action. It
Okay.
sounds.
I'm not good at a lot of stuff, but I'm really good at some things.
I'm really good at wrecking. I'm really good at tinkering.
You know, how can we justify using wreck?
You can break the
Just-
door.
She grabbed
why
her.
not? Why not? Why not break it down? I mean, honestly, I don't care about the door. So, yeah, let's do that. We're gonna wreck the door. Here's what we're gonna do. Right? We're gonna time it just right where they're about to pound into this thing. Let's say that these doors swing out. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna time it just right. We're gonna pull the pins at the right time for them to slam into this door and have the door just topple over. No resistance. So we're gonna wreck the door at just the right time. Is
I'm
that
into it.
enough bullshit? Okay,
That's
that's
enough
enough
bullshit.
bullshit.
Yeah, and I see what you're going for.
Ah,
So I am going to say that it's risky. For standard effect.
Okay.
You're not gonna like kill anyone with this move, but it'll definitely slow them down, cause a bit of confusion, and give you the upper hand going forward.
that's my goal, is to get the upper hand to go
Okay.
into the combat.
Yeah.
So, do I roll risky standard? Is that correct?
We're both doing that?
Wait, somebody,
Yeah.
we have to declare the leader first, don't we?
I
Yes.
have to. Oh, okay.
Okay. I've got 2. How many you got? You got 3?
Stress? Oh, yeah, 3.
No,
oh,
no,
oh,
no,
you
no,
mean
no.
pips.
Wreck. Pips
Yeah,
and
I have
wreck.
3. I have 3 pips and wreck.
Okay, so maybe you should lead and I will be assisting.
Okay.
I got
Okay,
4.
so our best is a partial success. Our best is a partial success. No one takes any stress.
Nice.
However, a complication occurs.
Fire.
I'm gonna
Fire.
say you end up in a desperate position.
Because of the fire. I love it. Okay.
So as they're trying to put out the fire and this door, you guys allow it to pop open. The door falls and it kind of falls to either side of the group, and they are surprised and they're just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But the wind that blows through kind of creates almost like a backdraft effect, and the fire increases. And so I'm going to create a clock.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love it.
We didn't start
Um,
the fire.
And
Well,
this
yeah.
clock,
Music
that's true.
references.
and I'm going to call this clock Library Lost.
Ooh, that's bad. That is a lot more intense than losing some books. I love
Yeah.
it.
Um,
I love it.
Um,
It's exciting. High stakes.
all
Raise
right.
them up.
And where's library? I accidentally spelled lost wrong, but that's okay. So I dragged it out onto the cruise sheet here, so I'm going to activate so that you guys can look at that.
As long as it's
Uh,
not library lust, then we're good.
It's library lousy.
That's actually accurate. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Library lust. Yeah.
Okay. So while they were doing
They're
that,
hard bound.
what-
Sorry.
Like
What
a really
does-
bad life novel.
while they're doing that, what does Albatross do?
Hmm.
Make it something cool. No pressure. Lots of pressure.
Right.
Sorry.
Remember,
He's
we got 2
fucking
scores
great.
going on. We gotta go back and forth quick.
Yeah. For anybody trying to enter the library itself, Albatross is going to blast suppressing fire into the crowd.
Okay, I like that. So you're basically going into like an Overwatch.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. What? Okay. No, I really like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that this is a setup action.
Ooh.
Okay. we haven't really done a lot of those, but you take an action, you can give advantage to others' follow-up actions. And what I'm going to say is that I'm going to improve the effect of this. I'm going to have you roll what you would roll to have this done. On a partial success, it will only apply to you. On a full success, it will apply to everybody going forward for the next round of actions. Where you can give either +1 die or effect. Increased effect.
Okay. Let's see. So in this instead, what I wanted to do was roll hunt for sharpshooting from the distance, and then I also get. And then I'm going to push myself just to go ahead and do the sharpshooter rapid fire to suppress the enemy.
Okay, okay. If you want to go, if we go that route, because no one's trying to enter right this second, but I see what you're going for, and so I need to adjust what I'm visualizing and meet you. So yes, they will start to charge, and that is we will put this at risky for standard effect then.
Or if anything. They're good. What is the bell attached to?
So the bell is on a cart, and this is like a church bell. It's a very, very large bell. And so there's kind of a frame built on top of a cart that's being pushed by these students.
Okay. 3 shots in mind. Aiming for the hinge. From the angle that Albatross would be at from the top of the building, would I be able to clearly see
You weren't on top of the building.
Or sorry, from the side of the building.
Okay. But you can see whatever you think you should be able to see in this moment. Just tell me what you're trying to do.
Quickly switching arms. He's going to fire at the support for the bell itself.
Okay.
An empty spot between the. I'll make the first shot and then kind of keep going with the suppression.
Well, so on one action with suppressive fire, that's going to stop them from moving into the library. It's going to slow them down. Or you can aim at the bell. Those are kind of you can do one or the other, but you can't do both.
Okay, for sure.
One. Yeah.
Then I'll do the suppression.
Okay. So go ahead and give me that suppressive fire roll. You said you. So I will say that this is for great effect then, because you did push yourself with that special ability, and that's kind of exactly what it's for. You're going to be firing at people as they try to move forward.
And would that be risky? You said.
Yeah, it's risky for now.
Yo.
A man.
Yay!
Okay. So the man who's leading the charge, we cut to where Marv and Myri are inside as the fire's burning up in front of them. One man does kind of leap in, and just as he does, as he's about to cross the threshold, a bullet kind of crosses through his neck, and he just collapses on the floor between Marv and Myri. And then we go over to Albatross, and he's aiming down his barrel, firing rapidly into this group of people who, they were expecting a fight, but they go to take cover, and they're actually hiding behind the bell. One of your bullets bounces off this bell, and it rings.
That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Dude, as this dude comes through the door that got hit in the neck, and his dead body, this immediately dead body, flies towards Marv, he's just like, hey, come on! Bullshit, I wanted to fight that guy.
I think the bell ring is a really bad thing, but I guess we'll see.
We'll find out next time.
And we go, the camera flies, the drone camera flies from 6 towers over to Dunslow, into this hallway outside as the three of you are planning. We're going to plan a score while that's going on, because Ludes... Well, Ludes is aware that this is happening, because you can hear them talking through this connection that you guys share.
I think he's too distracted.
That's fair.
He's too distracted. Also, he's got like horrific ADHD.
That's fair. Okay,
And
guys.
marching powder.
I mean,
playing-
he's off of that
he's
shit.
coming out. He's coming down from it.
All right, so we're planning an engagement. The three of you are looking at how you want to go ahead and rescue Mandy. I'm assuming is the goal. Rescue Mandy and escape Iron Hook Prison yet again.
Oof. So looking at these, says engagement role, blah blah blah, detail, blah blah
That's
blah,
the
cut to
main
the
bolded
action,
ones,
blah,
right?
blah, blah.
Is it
Yeah.
deception? Is it stealth,
Yes.
occult, or
So this could either be, in my opinion, stealth or transport.
Because you want to get your girl out.
Yes, I think transport's probably the more important facet of this.
Okay. I agree. What's your escape route? And I hear that. Transport. Carry cargo or people through danger. And so our detail is the route and the means. In this case, getting Mandy, fairly trivial. Joe Bit knows where she is.
Perfect. We're already halfway there.
The
that's
means.
the shorter half.
Easy half.
What is the route? And that's the complicated half.
Where is she?
So she is actually being held in what would have been the cafeteria, where the mess hall where meals were being made. She's
First
kind
floor?
of yes,
In the middle.
kind of towards the middle. Yeah,
Towards
in the middle is that outdoor yard area with the chapel in the center.
Yes. Yeah. The courtyard.
Yeah.
So my thought is, it's got to be sewers, right?
There does. Do you guys want to make some information rolls and some of the stuff, if you remember from episode 1, you might recall.
Yeah, there's 3 other previous routes that we know of. There's the main entrance, there's busting out of a window, and then there was the
side employee entrance, which so what I'm thinking.
whatever the bill hooks were using.
Well, they're smuggling interest, but the thing is, that was so well known by the billhooks that I guarantee they're guarding it. That is in my opinion, my thought process, that is going to be the hardest way to get out.
I like
front door?
the sewers idea. I was thinking of the whole fake dead person on a gurney. You roll them right out the front door. But you're talking sewers of you go and find a hole and think down.
It's a lot harder to fake a dead person in this world than it is in real life. Because they'll be like, "Where are the ravens?"
Where are they?
That's why we're on a time limit.
Yeah, so there won't be a dead body without there will be ravens when there's a dead body. So if we can't make the ravens, I mean, we could kill someone to draw the ravens,
Yeah.
but that's not Lude's style. He's not into that. He killed one person one time, and that's it. He doesn't like to hurt people. So I think through the sewers is my favorite option. We need to make an engagement roll, and then what else? What else are we doing?
Well,
We gotta
so
do some. What's the thing? The gathering of information.
so gathering information can happen at any time during the score, before or during. So
Cool.
if you were finding I wish I knew more information about where to go next or what to do next, that's a
We
gather
can flash
information
back to
roll.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to preemptively gather a little bit of information about sewer stuff.
That's fair. I mean, you used to work on the washroom crew, so we can
Yeah.
see what you recall.
I
Or
know
what
my
you might
way
have
around a
learned back then.
toilet or two.
Yeah. So go ahead and ask me the question that you want to know and tell me about how you're trying to find that information.
Where is the fattest of tubes that goes into the poopy water, I think is the
Okay.
technical term.
It's not, but okay. Where is the largest diameter intake on this sewage system?
Whatever.
I don't like those words, Aaron.
Which poop chute is the biggest?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, go ahead and give me that roll.
I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna roll.
Well, you tell me. So this is a flashback in its own way. At some point in time, you would have maybe seen this when you were working previously.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess. Would it be? It doesn't matter whether it's survey or study. They're both the same. I got one in either.
Okay, fair enough. I would say this would be a survey over a study.
Okay.
You can always push yourself, even on gather informationals and stuff, if you want better chances.
Yeah,
to
I'm
succeed.
gonna get the extra die.
Okay.
And so this is what, controlled for standard?
Yeah.
Okay. And I've got this infiltrator thing. I'm not affected by quality or tier when trying to bypass security stuff.
Oh,
Boom!
this-
Boxcars, baby!
That is a critical success.
I don't know if it counts as a critical success because I've got one pip and then I pushed. So yeah, it is.
Yep,
It's a critical
It
success.
is a critical
Yeah!
success.
The toilet was for.
So, the good,
They call me Jimmy Shit Shoveler. Let's go.
so
I
the
know
good
these
news,
toilets.
The good news is that there are there's like a maintenance shaft, and this is true of all sewers. Like, I actually get kind of mad when people go
Good
to
to know.
sewers and movies, because it's not like you're like crawling through a pipe full of shit. There's like catwalks and like paved like sidewalks in the sewers that
Oh,
you can go
it's nice in there. Yeah.
down. It smells like shit, but you don't have
Well, I'm
to
sure.
walk in the sewage.
We'll bring a
So it's
candle.
like
It's okay.
being in line at Great America to go on the Batman.
Yeah,
It smells like
and,
shit, but you're not stepping in anything.
and so you know that on the first floor washroom in the West Wing, which is you are in the East Wing right now.
I
Okay.
love wings.
You also would know that Mandy is held in the mess hall, which is kind of towards the southeast. So you're closer to her, but you'd have to swing around. But there is actually a hatch and a ladder that you can climb down. It's usually locked, but you don't
That's
know
no
what
problem.
bill hooks are doing anyways. But yeah, you can go down there, and then down there are tunnels that kind of connect to sewer pipes. So you know that you've maybe been down there once to unclog some issues that were going on down there. You know that there's a very large one, and that it actually goes out to the canal in between Dunslow and the district directly north of that, which is
Duns High.
no, I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
blind. Coleridge. So
Okay.
it goes out into the canal on the Dusk River is what it's called, between Dunslow and Coleridge.
Okay.
What else? You would know that it's incredibly gross down there and it smells really bad, and that the
Good.
bill hook specifically made sure that people that weren't part of their crew didn't work the sewers because everyone bitched about it, and so you know that this would very likely be the least guarded exit.
Perfect. I also like Ludes doesn't want to drag everyone through shit, but Adam does. There's
Sounds
something I don't know what it is, but
Ludes
there's something
MO.
there's something, I guess, I don't know, I don't think romantic is the right word, but there's something romantic about dragging your loved one through the shit, literally, to get to the other side. I don't know, there's
All right.
I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Raising Arizona, but it kind of conjures that into my mind. I love
seen
him
Raising
so
Arizona.
much. You've never seen it? It's great.
I have seen
By
it.
the way,
I love it.
listener, look up Raising Arizona. You probably haven't seen it. It's Nick Cage's best movie, Raising Arizona. It's got him, and it's got John Goodman, and it's got I forgot the guy's name. It's like Tex something. As the
Nicolas Cage has got a lot of good movies.
He does. He's got a lot of really good movies, including Mandy, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is where the name of the character comes from. But Raising Arizona, fantastic piece of classic cinema. The dude, I forgot the guy's name. It's like Tex something, but he plays the bounty hunter, and that dude haunts my fucking nightmares. He's so good. Watch Raising Arizona. Send me a message what you think about Raising Arizona. It's great. Watch it.
It is a good one, though. Yeah.
Pause this, watch it, and then finish this. I'll wait.
Watch it and then watch Con Air in that order.
Con Air is really good too.
Do I have to do that now or?
Yeah,
Dio,
you go
Dio,
do that.
You have to stay here. Listeners,
you
you get a pass. Dio, you got to work.
Damn it.
All right. And with that aside, completed. Speaking of cons in the air, we're gonna take our cons underground. Our convicts underground, under the sewers. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before we do our engagement roll for this?
Yeah. So, Drillbit, we'd like to go ahead and do a quick survey of basically the path. We're trying to figure out the best path to go from the. Oh my gosh! I just wrote it down in my notes. The southeast hall to the west wing. You know, having. I know right now there's a bunch of different wedding prep and those things going on, and so just getting a sense of where people are in between.
Okay. And you've maybe been in and out of the Iron Hook since they've taken over. So like we'll do like your survey now, and maybe like some information then, or whatever you're rolling. So go ahead and give me that roll. You're not in trouble, so that's good. That's a success. Okay.
Give us more
your
info.
fastest route would be to cut through the courtyard. For sure. That would be the most direct route. The mess hall actually lets out onto the courtyard. Like there's a door from the mess hall to the courtyard, and then there's a door on the far side that would take you more or less where you need to be. Your most circuitous route would probably be if you could get in and out of the mess hall without causing a stir. Would actually be to probably go upstairs and then back down.
Right.
I'm all for the direct route.
That's fair. I mean, we'll figure it out during the score, right?
We gotta go quick. I don't know what the fuck they're doing to her.
That's fair. All right. Is there any other information we want to gather before we make this roll?
I mean, if we need more stuff later too, unless TJ, you have something.
Yep.
Top of
I
mind.
mean, I think just like knowing like the patterns of like who goes where, kind of thing, like the skit, like if
Okay.
there's like a rotation of guards or like because I know that I got drafted into helping with like decorations. Do I know like when
Yeah.
people are gonna be setting up this area or that area?
Okay. So for free, I will tell you that as
Nice.
as an employee or a servant, whatever role you want to or whatever title you want to give yourself, you are not really watched super heavily. The bill hooks don't have a lot of prisoners, and they don't have any prisoners on the first floor. You were really restricted down to the first floor as well. So like you don't necessarily know a lot about what's going on upstairs. But this is their home now, and it's not a prison anymore. Even though I keep calling it Iron Hook prison, this is just where the bill hooks live.
I mean, it still says that on the outside of the building, so.
Yeah. So you know, like this is not necessarily like them guarding super. Like you know that the entrances, like the main entrance, and even like that that area that they used for a smuggling route is like they have like someone standing on guard there just to make sure that people aren't coming in or out at like without like too much notice. They also don't seem to be particularly well organized, and a lot of infighting within the billhooks. These are like a ton of uneducated people
Okay.
doing their best to run a district.
They're trying their best.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do the engagement roll then.
Yeah, let's get engaged. Wait, no.
Too late.
Try
You're
not
all-
to do that. It's too
Ludes
late. You're
is
already.
already engaged. Let's see how these nups go.
Sick nups, bro.
Okay.
I think we got like 12.
In
No,
this,
those are
use the-
nips. That's different. There's way more than 12.
Is that still out, by the way?
The nipples?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the duck penis? No, as soon as he realized that it was out, he pulled on his tail and it retracts back into his body.
I was gonna say, don't they technically detach?
No,
What?
that's octopi.
Is it octopi? Okay,
Spiders' penises fall off.
Quick, Aaron, talk about dice.
Okay. The engagement roll is the
Dude,
fortune
fucking
roll.
hilarious.
We start with 1 die for sheer luck, and we modify for any major advantages or disadvantages that apply.
I
First
want
question.
because Dio is not doing shit with this. I want Dio to roll these dice.
Okay.
What
I'm
dice do
into
you want me to roll?
Well, we're gonna
Exactly.
figure that out, Dio. And also, Dio, you're welcome to chip in and like help plan this as well. Just
No,
to keep that
no,
in
you're
mind.
not. I don't want your
Is-
shit.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
No.
Okay. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
No.
No, it's straightforward. It's do you get seen or not? That's one factor.
Yeah, just go get her. Go down the tube.
Okay. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Absolutely.
I think so. I think that critical did definitely point out that like this area is not super well guarded. It's a vulnerability in their security.
It's their Death Star torpedo poop chute.
However, is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have a particular defenses or special preparations?
No.
Well, the
Well,
billhooks are infamously really good at smuggling. And so they might
Okay.
have defenses against smugglers.
Why would they? They're smuggling on their own. They're trying to smuggle. Why would they defend against smuggling if they want to smuggle?
Yeah,
Against
what a
other
crazy
people
notion.
smuggling.
What, they think their rivals are gonna sneak gifts in?
I'm going to tell
I
you
think
right now
it's-
because I have to
Drugs
put
out.
this was set up before they were in power the way they are now.
Okay, that's fair.
To stop
makes
other
sense.
prisoners from smuggling things. And also because there has to be a point of conflict somewhere.
No, there doesn't. Just give it to me. Come on.
Can any
Come
of your
on,
friends
baby.
or
It's my
contacts
birthday.
can any of your friends or contacts provide or aid or insight in this operation?
Oof. Not mine. Not in this case.
Don't have friends.
Oof.
Either.
Brutal.
Just a bit. We're two friendless vagabonds, so
Are
Oof.
any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? I'm gonna say yes.
Oh no. Damn it.
I mean, Aaron is definitely
I
not
guess.
super keen on this happening. And while they're not technically enemies, you're actually quite friendly with the billhooks. That might change very quickly.
Oh god, you're right. Fuck. You know what? Let's cancel the whole thing. I'll just get married. Fuck it. Whatever. I can just walk out.
this is too
I can just
complicated.
go out for some smokes and never come back.
Hey, babe, we gotta
Sorry,
go pick up some
Mandy.
milk.
too much.
No, I don't like Mandy that much, anyways. There's a,
Oh wait, that's right. Fuck, they'll kill her if I. All right. All right.
okay.
Got this part
So
of the nups.
We're back down to 1 die. Are there any other elements we want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target, higher tier target. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna take one die away.
Oh, fuck me. We're in the shit now.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So,
and we'll be in the shit later.
Dio, that's an engagement roll of 2, or basically you're rolling 2 die and taking the lower, or rolling 0 die.
Dio,
Oh, it's
roll
disadvantage.
really good.
So I have to roll
We want to
0
see 5s
die.
and 6s.
No, you have to. Yeah, you got to roll 2 dice and take the worst
Yeah.
one. So it means make them both awesome. Give me box scars, baby. Box scars.
Oh, I have so much pressure.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That is not box scars. That is
hate
not
to
box
see
scars.
it.
That's a 5 and a 2. Oh no.
So you are in a desperate position when the action starts.
I tried.
No, you
I
didn't.
sure
I
hope the
think-
first action.
You just
And
click
so-
the button, dude.
How are we going about the first part of this score? I'm assuming that you guys have some sort of quick plan that you made on the fly to get Mandy.
Yeah, man. I think the plan is just to go get her. I think that's the extent of the plan. Like that's at least if Ludes was making the plan's like, hey, we go get her, we go out through the chute. You know, we go out the poop tubes, and that's it. We get out of there. That's the Ludes' plan. That's it. Those are the details. Something else comes
Alright.
up along the way, then we deal with it when we get there.
And I think that makes sense given the context and the time frame that you guys had to plan this out. So, go ahead and describe. You guys, the 3 of you, unless you say otherwise, are entering the mess hall.
Yeah. I think Ludes is gonna try to sneak into the mess hall.
Yeah.
So I would imagine along the way he kind of skirts past, like with the team, skirts past a couple of billhooks guys, gets to the door, and like the timing is right. You know, he goes, shh, wait. Okay, let's go now. And then we go now. And we get there and we get to the door, we go in, and then get in the door and like close the doors like, huh, that was close. And then I don't know what's on the other side.
So the 3 of you go into the mess hall, and you see Erin sitting on a chair, kind of leaning back, and she's waving her bill hook on the end of a noose around, and she's complaining to Mandy.
Have we been spotted yet?
No, but
Okay.
you just hear her go, and she's like, "I don't understand. What? Just because like you can kind of sing? I've heard you sing. You're fucking mediocre at best, and I've seen what you're like on the inside."
7 out of
Nothing.
10 at most.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you. And you hear her just kind of muttering and kind of like complaining to Mandy, who looks absolutely terrified in the cage.
Yeah, she's in a cage. She's got a fucking hook spinning around by her face. Yeah, of course she's terrified. Oh, fuck me. Ludes is gonna go. Yeah, maybe we gotta get her out of there. She's in that cage. She's right next to her. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I can get the cage open, but I don't know how I'm gonna distract her at the same time. She's fucking crazy, man. She gave me a lot of drugs, and normally that's a good thing, but like it was weird drugs I didn't want to do, and then she threw a cash register at me one time. I seen her do terrible things to people, terrible things. She likes to put that hook up people's fucking assholes. Then she scratches other people with it, and they're gonna get terrible infections from that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do. What you got, Tin Man? And you
I have an idea.
what you got? You're excuse me. What's your name?
Shiova. But if I'm going to do what I'm going to do, you have to promise me that you're going to take care of her. And you're not going to betray us. Do you understand?
I got.
'Cause
Of
if you
of
do-
course. I love a betray ya. You know, I mean, you guys are like probably like my second best friends I've ever had. So like that's I'm not. I got. You know what? I'm a man of my word. I might not look like much of a man, but if I make a promise, I keep it.
You better,
Trust me.
or I will haunt you for the rest of your days.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah. Whatever.
are we gonna do this now, or are we?
Yeah, we're gonna do this now,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go on break. Yeah.
Okay. She stumbles a little, like her eyes, like she's wobbling and her eyes are kind of fluttering, going a little, rolling in her head. And then you see an aura start to surround her as this aura starts to come out of her and start to take form, a little bit of crackling ectoplasm as a spirit comes out of her.
What? You can do that? Okay. That's weird.
What does the spirit do?
That spirit is gonna go straight to Erin and try to possess her.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's cool.
What?
That is
What is
cool.
happening? It's a desperate action.
It is a desperate action, and you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Me.
You may attune to the ghost field in order to take control of a living body. So this is an attune roll.
Okay. And I will push it for extra die.
Okay. Give me that roll.
Or after this break.
Yes. Well, okay. Roll the die, and I'm just
Okay.
not going to tell him.
All right.
What, we don't react?
Everyone,
I'm gonna react. I
completely
can't not.
Okay.
I can't not.
We will go on break now, guys, because we need to leave you on a cliffhanger, and I think Adam might pee himself.
I will pee when I feel like it.
I'm peeing right now, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on break. Come back to see what happens, and drink your RC cola. Come out to Gen Con.
Ooh,
And,
Gen Con.
yeah, come out to Gen Con. That's coming up real quick. And yeah, I just hope you're enjoying your day. And with that being said, we will be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fucking back.
Oh,
Get
yeah!
rolling. Yeah. All right. So we just left. It was
What are we
seconds
doing?
for you. It's been about 10 minutes for us. Myri. Or not Myri.
No.
What's this character's name?
Well, the ghost introduced herself as Shiova.
You're a
Shiova.
ghost.
Shiova.
I thought you just shot your
Depossessed.
ghost out of your body or something. I don't know how this works. I didn't realize you. So you are the ghost.
Yes.
Was that body that you were in, like a loner?
Well, if you look back at the girl, she is still standing on her feet.
Wow, I have so many questions about this.
Yeah.
Did
And
you-
those questions will not be answered.
Fuck.
Wanna know why?
All right.
Because Shiova has emerged in a crackling storm of electroplasmic energy and swooped upon Ludes' fiance in an attempt to possess her. And just as she's about to do this, we pause the scene.
Oh,
we
come
go
on. We
back.
already did that.
We pause the scene and we go back.
Twice?
Albatross is
Damn it.
firing upon these people, bullets raining off of this bell, and one man dead in between Myri and
The other guy.
Marv's feet. Marv complaining that he didn't get to fight that man. Ethan, just to loop you in on this, I'm gonna let you play as Daniel Deraviso.
Nice. Dude, that's a
And-
dream come true.
And you also get to decide what Daniel Deraviso can and cannot do, remembering that he is an adept.
All right, let me open up these. What is he? Oh, he's got an
He's-
NPC sheet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an NPC. He's not a character, but ultimately, like, if I'll tell you if you're going too far for Daniel, but let him do something cool today.
He gets an 8th level fireball spell.
But yes, Albatross,
Your
you're firing
laser's
up on these
laser
people. I want someone to make an action right
I would love to.
now. Okay, Marv, what are you doing?
Fuck yeah. So that guy hits the ground and goes, come on, I was gonna fight that guy. I guess I'll have to fight the rest of these guys myself. He's gonna go out there and he's gonna start busting fucking heads. I got this rad ability. Alright? It's called Not to be Trifled with. It says here, you can push yourself to do one of the following. Alright? Perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman. So like lifting up a car or whatever. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the second thing. It says engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. He's going to take them all on. Every one of these fuckers. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to roll
so
skirmish.
Go ahead and give me that roll. I'm going to set it to risky because you're pushing yourself.
Oh yeah.
But you're still fighting a bunch of people. So you're going to go up on this group. You're not going to have to fight all of them. Like, you can tell that some of them are not necessarily combatants.
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
Can I assist with the suppressive fire?
Fuck yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and give yourself one die for that.
Fuck yes.
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
No, that's not as good as I was hoping. I got a 5, a 5, a 1, and a 4. So that's a 5. That's a partial success. A party success.
All right. Sorry, just typing a secret message to Ethan.
I'm gonna use. He's got. I got this option here. I don't know if this does anything. It says a fine heavy weapon.
Yes, so that allows you to punch up above your weight class, I guess, like in terms of tier. Improves the quality of items and stuff like that. And I'm going to take that into effect, into mind. But this is still a partial success.
Okay.
So, you start approaching, and what's this fine heavy weapon that you're holding?
It is a Path of Echo's corpse.
Sure, absolutely. I'll say maybe. Okay, you're attacking them. You pick up that corpse.
The only way to defeat them is something as strong as them.
Yeah, and so you start fighting them with the corpse of their friend, recently deceased friend.
Oh yeah, dude.
Psychological damage.
And as you do,
yeah.
You swing the body around and you hit one of them in the head with that guy's head.
Oh,
You're
yes, dude,
satisfying
he
bonk.
bites in, he leaves teeth in the guy's cheekbones.
Yeah, and you beat the crap out. There's about like 4 of them that have peeled off to like sort of engage with you. More of them would have come, but Albatross is suppressing fire is causing them to pause. The partial success is that you suffer a harm.
That's fine.
The body that you're holding, the spirit, like reaches out as you're like holding and whipping him around. You see like maybe Myri can see it better than you can because you're focused on fighting these people. But the spirit is like kind of like pulling open this man's jaw, and he reaches down and tries to grab at Marv, and Marv is going to take a level 2 harm called Spirit.
Oh. Okay. So the whole time this is going on, Marv is super casual, like effortlessly. He's like, all right, here we go, and he starts swinging this body around. I want to put armor on my dude.
Okay. Yeah. So to do that, we never really went over loadout, but that's okay. I'm assuming everyone's got up to heavy loadout.
Yeah.
At least at this library fight, because you were at your home turn. So you would check off 2 boxes there. In the so what armor does is it's going to move everything down 1 level.
Okay.
So that actually becomes a level 1 harm, and you just check off the word armor there.
Okay.
Okay. And so I already did check that off for you because I wasn't thinking. But you will take a level 1 harm called Spirit Burn, and you do not have a level 2 harm. If you want to reduce that so that it's 0, you can also resist.
With prowess?
In this case, yes.
Fuck yeah, let's try it. So I roll prowess?
So yeah, you make a prowess roll, and you will succeed no matter what, but this is to determine how much stress you take.
I got a 6er.
You suffer 0 stress.
Yeah,
So yes, you were focused on this, but you're a trained fighter, and you saw that this hand was reaching out towards you. What do you do to stop it from hurting?
He goes, hey, the fuck out of here. You're already dead. I
And
don't
do you,
want to
like-
deal with you again.
Do you just like throw the body away?
No, he intimidates the ghost. He goes, hey,
Hey,
get out of here.
bad dog.
You know what
All
that
right.
reminds me of?
You already died. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
I guess a little bit, yeah.
The hand hesitates, and it instead of touching your face or your body, it just kind of moves to your armor, which it just kind of scrapes down.
He chomps at it. Gets close to his mouth. Hey, don't do that. I don't like it.
All right. Albatross, Myri. You see this happening, and you see Myri and Albatross can both see it, but Myri probably has a better view. The shirtless man, the older man with like the crazy beard that was laughing maniacally, he grabs a mallet out of one of the students' hands and starts ringing the bell as loud as he
Oh.
can.
Oh boy, bing bong.
Very
Quickly
quickly,
load it.
he will monologue. Sorry.
no.
He's gonna say, "Just for you, the bell tolls, and death knells will ring." And you don't know what's gonna happen. You have a moment here to react to this before anything happens. But the bell rings out into this university quarters. Go ahead, dude.
Quickly swapping ammunition. He puts a bullet with a bullet with a vial on it that has that what's the name of that solution? The sleep solution.
Slumber essence.
Yeah.
Because slumber essence is not part of the hunter, not the hunter, the hound's playbook. I'm gonna need you to acquire an asset. What that means is that you got to spend 1 coin or 1 rep, and I'm gonna get you to spend 1 stress.
All right, sounds good to me.
Okay. Basically, you're taking a downtime action to have acquired this in the interim.
And
Yeah. And you have as much access to this as you want during this score.
and Albatross is going to go ahead and fire at the man ringing at the bell.
Okay. You fire with that slumber essence. Go ahead and give me a tier roll really quick, someone. Just to see how good of a quality this is. So that would actually be tier 0, so 2 die take the lower. Because you're at war.
It would be a tier.
Yeah.
Acquire asset.
But we're at tier 0 right now. Yeah. It's an acquire asset roll. But we're at tier 0 because we're at war.
Just 1 die, or how many dice?
That's 0 die.
2
So
die,
2
you
die-
take the lower.
Yeah.
Oh!
Baby!
Double
So-
six!
So this is a good. Okay, so you gain an asset of tier 1 quality.
And I
Like I understand, but that you would be rolling 2 die and take the less, so you don't have a critical success as an option. So this is just a full success. You can raise the result beyond this to spend 2 coin plus per 1 tier bonus if you want to. But this is tier 1. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's just, yeah.
See if I have the coin for it then. Oh, I just spent that 1 coin.
Yeah. I mean, this is all part of a flashback, so like if you want to pull stash or you want to ask the other players if they want to contribute to coin to improve this, you can do that. This acquiring of the asset happened before this exact moment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a tier 1 will be enough to work, presuming you succeed, but it might cause other complications to occur if it's a partial success.
Given the whole situation with war kind of looming over, Albatross would have spoken to Myri on this and
Okay.
tried
Want a
to.
coin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll give you a coin.
Thank you. And yeah.
Okay. So we'll now it's a tier 2. Okay. So now it's a tier 2. So go ahead and make your roll to actually shoot this guy with this thing. Presumably you have enough to fire like at least a few rounds of the slumber essence. I'm not going to say that there's only 1 bullet, just by the way.
And is it be risky for standard?
You're shooting the man ringing the bell?
Yep.
Because you're not trying to kill him, risky for standard.
No way.
Oh, you kidding me?
Just-
That's almost the worst
Oh
you could
no!
do. Oh, guys, I'm
Oh.
gonna disconnect. I'll see you guys later.
We're
Oh,
gonna
no.
end up in a desperate position here. You go to fire, and as the bell rings, like the world kind of shifts, your vision shifts, and it's like people are moving. Like Marv was standing to your right, and he was fighting a bunch of dudes and swinging a corpse around. And Myri, you couldn't quite see, and then all of a sudden, Myri's standing where he is, and you go to aim at him. You shoot Marv.
He doesn't like that. I'm not a fan.
Oh, shit.
Either of you can resist the consequence, but Marv, you're gonna take another level 1 harm
Well, I got nothing yet.
called Drought.
Ooh.
Wait. No.
Just let that ride.
You can resist the consequence if you don't want to shoot Marv right now, but if you want to let it ride, let it ride.
I'm gonna take it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you
just
want to do
feel
something.
with the swap itself. I mean, like,
Yeah, and that's true of all of you. As it's ringing, like the world itself is kind of moving in ways you're not expecting, and like people are just not where they were a second ago, and like objects aren't where they were a second ago, and it's like every time he rings that bell, like reality is warping slightly.
I feel like we would get bamboozled in this. Yeah, no, I'll let it go.
Okay. Marv is drugged. Myri. You hear the gun go off. You see a syringe sticking out of Marv's back.
Coming out of his neck. It's straight up in his neck.
Oh shit!
I don't know what you're talking about, man. You're crazy. You're crazy. I like that. You're crazy.
Okay. My original thought was flash bomb to try to disorient all these people, but I want to take out that bell.
Let's do it.
Can I like throw some acid on the bell to like deteriorate it?
Yeah,
You have
go ahead
acid?
and
I
Check
can
that
have
out.
acid if I want
What the
acid.
fuck?
check
guys
that off
remember-
your bandolier.
You guys remember
Adam,
Sheriff
we don't
Acid
have
from...
time. I love you though.
Thank you. Rein me in. I need it. I need it. We're gonna talk about old Phil Hartman Saturday Night Live sketches.
I love it.
Desperate.
Throw that acid. Yes,
Standard.
desperate.
I will push it.
All right. So desperate for standard effect. Let's get that roll. Sorry, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Crit!
Fuck up!
I'm gonna say this, like, without making you check off additional things, you're on your home turf. You go to pull out one vial of acid and you reveal your bandolier is just only acid. And you whip the whole bandolier.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It hits the bell, it hits the, like, so a couple of the vials, like, hit that bell. And then it splashes off and it hits that man that was ringing the bell in the face.
Yeah.
Like, his eyes are burning. He's just like, holy, what the fuck? And he's like he's trying to, like, claw the acid away from his eyes, and he's burning his hands in the process. And as it does, the bell drops off of the top of his cart and just hits the side of it and falls to the ground and rolls. And as it does, it crushes one of the adepts.
Hey. We love to see it.
Yeah.
He
so
doesn't
you
get to
have-
see it anymore.
And last but not least, or last and perhaps least, because we don't know what he can do, Daniel Deraviso.
So he definitely messaged over and went like, "Oh, here's this ability." At the same time, Danny Deraviso can fight, right? He's got some. Actually, that's maybe more of a question. How fight capable is Danny Deraviso?
So he is a portly man who may or may not be technically a little person, but he's like at the upper end of what a little person could be. This is Dan DeVito.
Yeah.
So anyway, just started shooting. Yeah.
Does he have guns? Then we can talk. By the way, Danny DeVito, 4'10".
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe
he's
not
literally
going to jump into the fray then.
He's literally 1 inch shorter than like what like
4 foot
the limit. Yeah.
So through a lot of this, Danny he's running around and like there's some books just close to the front. He's like, oh no, not these ones, and he's grabbing them and he's kind of like walking over back, and like I think kind of throughout this he's kind of back and forth in there, and then he's kind of come in and he's realized that like there's books on the ground right in front of the people, and he's like I need something else. Like, all right, I was told I wasn't supposed to do this, but when desperate measures, I gotta do it. And so he just kind of sits down and he's gonna open up a pouch and just like dip his finger into a bunch of what looks like charcoal and a bit of a muddy paste and start kind of drawing some symbols out onto the ground, and just start kind of really quickly, wings of dusk and eyes that gleam, touch the edge of every dream, moth demon, show your sight, and he's gonna start kind of chanting, and maybe his eyes roll back, and a moth demon is gonna show up.
A moth demon. Ooh,
Yes.
fuck yeah, dude. I don't know what that is,
favorite
but I'm
demon.
into it.
So from above Daniel Deraviso, like we see that the ceiling has like a mural depicting like different animals, including like butterflies and a moth, and the moth falls off of the ceiling and
Off the mural?
grows.
Like it just like peels away from the fucking painting?
It peels away from the painting,
Oh, that's so fucking rad. I love it.
and it descends down and it grows to be about the size of like a horse.
Oh no.
And what it does is it immediately goes down and it takes the book that Daniel's holding and consumes it. Like it holds it up with its like little like hand things that moths have up to its mouth and eats the whole book. And then Daniel has a moment where he knows that he could command this moth to do something. And what you can do is you can roll Daniel's 2 pips in the tomb. I'm making this up on the fly, guys.
Yeah.
Doing great.
I love it.
All right, 2. What's good? I guess I'll just roll 2 die.
Yeah, you can roll 2 die, and we'll go through there.
Oh, oh no!
Snake eyes.
The moth nods in understanding of a command that was never given, and proceeds to start eating more books.
Ah, my books! Oh no, no! He's gonna maybe he goes to grab it, and then he's hesitant to grabbing it, and he's holding his head, and he's going back and forth, and he's like, "No, the books!
are you doing?
No!"
Why are you doing this? You're not helping things here, guys. Is this,
Okay.
you guys, does anybody else see this moth?
And as things are starting to get a little bit
I think I
under
got
control,
something.
a
in my
little
neck.
bit out of hand, as a moth demon is eating the books in the library. Marv is slowly losing consciousness as he's trying to fight like 4 people at once. I mean, at least Myri burnt a man's face and killed another man with a bell. We
Right.
return to our friend, Shiova, as you descend upon Aaron, who's complaining. You go to enter into her head. What does it feel like to possess someone as the spirit?
Imagine like her main go-to is to like. So like you think that like the standard things like, oh, you know, the souls like use their chest, like the heart, whatever, but like where people's like being is, it's the brain, like that's like who you are.
That's where
so-
you live. That's where you live.
That's
Yeah,
where you
you're in
are.
the brain.
That's you.
Yeah, you're the brain. Yeah.
So like a go-to would be like to like grab the shoulders and try to like push her head into it first. It's kind of like a head like first, and then the rest kind of follows.
You're like
So
interface.
but it's like, yeah, but it's kind of trying to like go through that like that mesh of like, because like the spirit like it has its body, and like that's kind of like that little meat shield that prevents the spirits from normally meeting each other. So you have to go through that like fog and like all that material just to like to try and like touch at that spirit. And like once you get like that little like you crack at the center of that nougat, and that's when you try to grab it. Those are
Delicious,
nougats.
creamy center. Yeah.
So go ahead and give me that attune roll. Now you did say you pushed yourself, so it looks like you're rolling 4 die. On that. So give me your 4 die roll and let's see what happens.
Desperate standard. Take that 6.
It's a full success, so you do it. As you enter into her brain, like there's a moment where you start to think like her, because like your beings are almost becoming one before you can kind of push her will aside. And she is sadistic and like narcissistic. Like there's a moment where you go like, this is the perfect body and I am the perfect person, and like everyone should be like at my feet. But then you kind of push that strong will aside, and you can take control of her body. Though in the back of your head that you're borrowing, you hear her scream and curse, and you can tell that you're going to be in for a bit of a fight with this one.
Oh, she's a feisty one. It's just like she's kind of like jerking random, like, kind of like, you know, in like
Oh,
horror
weird.
movies when they just kind of do that, like quick little twitches, like
All those
as the spirit-
contortions.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's not like she's not going like super full like owl mode, head turning around, but it's like it's that little like, oh, like Aaron wanted to go that way, but we're saying no, we're going that way.
Oh,
And-
weird. Oh, it's so weird. I wish the listeners could see. Like CJ, you're doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
Which
So,
was.
It's so weird. It's so twitchy and jerky. So Lude's gonna be like, I think,
It's
I
her,
think
get
she's
your
got
girl.
it.
We don't have much time.
that doesn't seem right. I think she's in there. Let's go. I'm gonna go let her out. Be cool. Everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. You know, don't embarrass me. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Tin Man. Let's go. All right. Everybody be cool. And and he like does the thing where he you know, like the devil horns that you can do with your pinky and your index finger. He does like one of these things, and he like licks them, and he like smooths out like his brambly eyebrows with them, and he does like the breath test. He goes, "That's the best it's gonna be," and he goes up and he's like, "Hey, you want me to get in there? Hey, you want to get out of there?"
She is so overwhelmed and confused that she just starts to sob.
Is it? I just gotta open the. I'm gonna open the door, and then I'm gonna take you with me. We're gonna go down the poop chute. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. All right, hold on. I just gotta. And then he drops his lockpicks. I'm sorry, this happens. I'm just gonna get inside of you. I mean, inside of the lock, and I'm gonna let you out of there. He's gonna pick the lock.
Okay, yeah, and don't even roll for that. Like,
Good.
this is not a. Yeah, the lock pops open. Mandy very, very hesitantly. She will not touch you or take your hand, but she will step out with you. Unless you,
We got a.
we're stop.
Yeah, I go. There's a robot in the toilets.
Perhaps it is less a time for talking and more a time to get the heck out of here.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I got the. I'm in you, or I want to be in. You're part of me.
She is so mad right now. Can we please start this up? Do you want to take her with her?
Yeah.
Do you want me to leave
I'm
her
sorry.
here?
I'm so sorry. We gotta go. I'm so sorry about
Okay.
everything.
I think it would be best if we were to leave her in the cage.
Ooh, lovely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I can.
Crawls into the
Okay.
cage.
Unpick the lock, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So to do that, Myri, I'm gonna get you to make another attune roll to maintain
Okay.
control.
You got it. I'm not gonna push it. Is it what's it? Is it a
It's an attune roll. And that's
risky or?
Yeah, I'll say it's risky for now. It might turn very desperate if it fail, but yeah.
Oh, Got another 6, baby!
Yes.
She
Yes!
knows what she's doing.
She
Yes.
rants and raves. She's like, "You Scovani piece of shit! I'll show you a fucking war. I will fucking find you." And
I will
and then
fuck your shit.
and as you do, the door closes and Ludes locks it again. Shioba, I'm assuming you exit the body.
Yes.
Return to your comfortable shell.
She sneeze you out.
Can the spirit take a shower?
Yeah. So
How do you
the
like
body
seep out of
comes
the pores? Like, how does that happen? How do you come out?
It kind of like, cause like I said, like it's all in like the head is where like where you are, so it's like it comes out from like the eyes and the mouth and like just the orifices like of like the
like
ectoplasm
a
just kind of
smoke?
Yeah.
Okay.
and it like
Nice.
connects from her mouth and eyes and nose to like the other girls and the two of them.
Oh, are you jumping back into the other? What happened to the other body that you were in?
She was just kind of standing there, just kind of like hunched over, running her fingers through her hair.
Oh, so like they're still in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it would be
weird.
like a body full disassociation like moment. Like,
Yeah.
just
How much? Like how long? We'll deal with that later. I have so
We'll
many
get to the
questions.
lore after the action.
So many questions.
Or later.
She will have her own lore drop episode.
I guess I'm gonna like Ludes is gonna like point at the smoky ghostiness as it like comes out and then
Oh, I
like,
didn't get
goes
to
across.
describe her.
Yeah.
So the ghost, unlike the girl, her hair is like, cause the whole like spirits probably are like all full like that like kind of ghostly green, pale green, like
That's what I imagined.
yeah, that kind of like overtone to it. So like the hair is like a dark color, but wears a very plain like we're just what it's your standard plain like ghost dress. The face, she's mostly
Your traditional ghost dress.
traditional as is
Victorian
tradition. Like a nightgown, kind of like that simple like kind of style. Like mostly a human shape, very gaunt face, like but like where the eyes are pure black, except like it's not just where the eyes is, it's the full like eye hole, like the skull eyeball hole. So they look a little bit bigger.
Oh.
Yeah, the sockets, that's what it is. Her forearms are a little bit longer, and there's a second joint on them.
Oh no.
Same with the legs.
Oh no. Oh no.
And her neck is a little longer, as well with a joint.
Oh, no.
Love it.
I
And yes-
don't. I really don't. I don't like that at all.
I think the fastest way out of here would be through the courtyard.
Whatever you say, Tim, man. Let's get out of here. I got places to be, and those places are anywhere but right here.
And in the back of your minds, Ludes, whether you're paying attention to it or not, you can hear the sounds and like the thoughts of like battle and like coming from Albatross and Myri, and just off into the corner, because no, I haven't forgotten. You hear Vey, but like it's not words; it's just a thought and an emotion of fear.
Oh, we gotta hurry. There's other shit going on. I mean, I guess bad as it is in here, it seems like it's worse out there. I got
You better not be leading us into something worse. You promised us a nice place to stay.
Yeah, you stay there, but I mean, we gotta. It might not. You stay there, it'll be nice, but I mean, there's other stuff that's going on right now that I gotta get into. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get into that. I got some problems. I got some friends. I got some things I gotta deal with. It'll be cool. Don't worry. I mean, we got.
We
we
will
got
hold you
kitchen-
to that.
Yeah. You know, hold on to whatever. You know, I mean, it's fine. Like I said, you know, I give you a job. Let's get out of here.
The four of you, your feet hit the grass as you entered into the courtyard. The chapel, the defaced chapel, covered in graffiti and otherwise vandalized, is lying in the center. As you kind of cut across, you go around this chapel, I'm assuming, unless you want to go in.
Fuck it.
Yeah. You go towards the west door. As you guys kind of cross that threshold, maybe Drillbit's leading the way. Drillbit, you kind of cross the threshold. It's not really a door so much as an entryway, so there's no actual like open or closed doors on it. You do bump into what's his name? Coven. Sorry,
Bayashi.
Corin.
Yeah, you bump into Corin as he's walking with two Billhook friends of his, and he's just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, my sister's a fucking psycho." And then he looks and he's like, "Metal Man, what the fuck are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be watching that guy?"
I was given an order from your psycho sister to head up to the west walls.
So when you call a sister psycho, he's like, "Hey, I call her psycho, you don't call her psycho," and he pushes you.
There's no need for pushing.
Whatever. I can give you another order. It's against the law to cut every blade of grass with these fucking scissors. And he hands you a pair of scissors.
So Drillbit will take the scissors and just slowly crush them in his hands. And we're going to
Put him in the guy's neck.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Like the
man?
crush scissors.
Put him in his neck. Just place him in his neck.
um
We're already in the shit.
I'm like, yeah, I guess we got to engage this one. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna do a skirmish roll. In order to
Fuck, you're doing
give
that.
him
I
a
was just
quick-
kidding.
Rule of crunch, baby.
We are done with the proletariat.
Viva la revolution.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a skirmish roll to do that kind of stab, and I'm definitely I'm going to overcharge. And so, kind of in this
What does that
moment
mean?
of,
What is that?
of
What is that?
crushing the scissors, you start to hear the gears and the cogs start to kind of spin faster, and the the amount of kind of lightning charges start kind of going off, and there's a little bit of a glow happening underneath this carriage. And so, context-wise, overcharge is where I can take. This says 1 drain. I think, Aaron, you were saying there's an amount of like an X factor to this, depending on.
No, that's
level.
the other. That's
That's the other one.
ability.
All right, cool. So for this one, it's take 1 drain to perform a feat of extreme strength or speed, run faster, rend metal with bare hands, and then this factors into effect. And so.
Yeah. So this is risky. Because you're wearing armor. That's another hull ability. Because you're wearing armor, it's only risky. For great effect. Because you are a fucking robot about to kill a man. Or a champion.
Kill him with your crazy fucking robot body.
And I will say this, if you want to push yourself for extra die, or if anyone wants to assist, now is the time.
I'll assist.
What? How?
I was like, wait.
I know you're a good shot, but come on.
Okay.
I'll let the waters guide the bullet.
Yeah, so I'm doing 1 drain, and then I will push myself, because as much as character-wise, I'm like, yeah, no, this is something Drillbit would do. I'm a little scared right now, so we're gonna throw on another die there.
No worries. I'm gonna ask, is Ludes or anyone helping to assist?
Fuck no. No,
Okay.
Ludes doesn't do that.
Nah.
If anything, he's just watching it all, just like, yes,
Ludes
yes,
is like,
yes.
I'm gonna hide.
All right.
We don't do physical conflict.
All right, go ahead and give them that roll.
Don't need it, buddy. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Great success. Yeah, go ahead and describe. You can kill this man, but you don't have to.
Because Drillbit is, a hull, and with that, a ghost underneath, he does have a decent understanding as far as how death works, and so chooses not to actually kill, but instead to just go in and puncture go in and puncture an artery that would cause his main hand to not work quite as well anymore. Definitely having been seeing enough to do that type of damage, but we're not gashing the neck in order to cause issues there.
Okay.
And so just like the gears swirling up and all of that, and just pumping him in and push him over.
So as you go to puncture him, he's like going to swing at you with his fist because he's not a smart man, but he's a very strong man.
Punch that robot.
And then you hit him in the arm, and his arm just goes dead in an instant. And he looks at you, and he's like, "Oh, you fucked up. You fucked up, boys. We're going to the Taltarval. You're fucking dead, Tin Soldier." And they leave.
She's gonna tell Dad.
I think it would be best if we made ourselves evasive very quickly.
You say that, and there's no one around. Everybody is very much hidden when you say that.
Yeah.
To himself, and then just continues to walk to the door. Yeah.
You guys managed to make it to this maintenance hatch and even open it fairly easily.
Nice.
And so as this hatch opens and you go to descend down the ladder, we very quickly flip back to the other scene. The bell is no longer ringing. Albatross had shot his friend, who is currently falling asleep. There is a wild moth in the library.
That sounds so much less terrible than it actually is.
Oh, my books!
My books! Is that my books too?
However, we still have a man, even though his face is burnt, the leader of this this group of Path of Echoes that have come to invade upon you. He is still alive. Marv has only taken out one of the four that he was fighting. I believe, though he's holding his own quite well.
Open the sit. So, can Albatross respond to this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just describing the scene. Yeah.
He's going to grapple down, let the wire kind of bring him down to the ground, run up to the man with acid on his face, and I'm gonna roll to do. What do I want to do? Do I want to do this as skirmish or?
Well, you describe the action, and then we decide what the role would be based on what you're trying to do.
And he's gonna try to basically inject him with the vial.
Okay, but you're gonna come up and like stab him with it. So yeah, that would probably be a skirmish, I would say.
Okay, and he's gonna push it for an extra die.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me that roll. If anyone's assisting, that would be the time to call that out.
Let's let it ride.
Let it ride. All right.
And it's what's the position and effect?
Oh right. So this is going to be desperate. This is the kind of the big bad of this scene. But it's going to be for great effect, and that's because he is not able to see you very well because there's acid in his eyes.
My man.
Yes.
My man.
It's a lot of sixes this session.
Yeah, you go ahead. You put that exactly where you want to put it.
So then this is what's gonna happen. Immediately upon seeing that the tattooed man got acid on his face, Albatross is just gonna switch back to his mechanical arm, immediately start grappling down to the ground, and start swinging in towards the direction of him, and with that momentum, run up to him, slide, and then immediately inject it into his neck.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't really look at you. Like as he does, he turns and his face is like you can see like the caustic burns in it where his eyes used to be. And yet he still kind of makes eye contact with you. You realize that Myri has burnt this man's eyes right out of his head.
Oh fuck!
But you see him, and he grips you, and then his grip loosens as he starts to fall asleep in your arms. However, there's still other people around. You see that the students that were there, they start to back away slowly from you, and a couple of them run. But there is still like 7 total of these Path of Echoes guys, so 3 of them are preparing to turn on Albatross, while the other 3, so there's 6 left, as the other 3 are still squaring off with Marv. Daniel and Myri can both see this.
Okay.
And Marv, of course, can act as well.
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
Okay. Who's
Maybe
going
at
next?
this moment, Daniel's just gonna kind of start going and start grabbing books that he finds less valuable, maybe from some sections, and start throwing them at the moth, trying to sacrifice the lesser good books to the greater ones.
That's fair.
For the greater good.
You know what? Give me a finesse roll, 1 pip, or 1 pip, to see if you can lure him out into the battle with a book.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
Oh, buddy.
Nope.
Someone had to take the L's today.
Out of nowhere, the wind, you go to throw the book out at the door, and the wind blows it back in, and it goes to the rare book section, and he just goes to fucking town.
Oh, not the
This
I was crying.
horse-sized moth is like pulling like shelves off the wall to eat the books inside.
hits his
Myri's
head a
crying.
few times and just kind of looks around and is just like, there's got to be another one. And he like runs back into the bookshelves somewhere looking for more cheaper books that he wants to distract. They're looking for a book that a moth would want. That's what he's doing right now. A juicy book.
Gotta find one about candles.
Lots of glue,
Jeez.
you know? Like, he knows what moths
The
like
art of
in a
candle
book.
making.
I love it.
Then what is a lamp?
All right, Myri. All right, guys.
Okay.
We're hitting towards the end of the session. I don't want to leave it on a high note.
Yeah.
Somebody kill everyone.
That's when it gets to Marv.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause the only thing I can think of is like a flashbang, but that's gonna hit my friends too.
I mean, depends on how you roll. It's certainly going to up the risk factor, but like that's what the rolls are for.
Okay. All right. How can I flashbang him?
Banging it.
All right. Let's get that flashbang out. So same as usual, wreck will increase effect but have a higher risk. Tinker means that it's well designed. Might not have as much of an effect, but will be a little bit less risky.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like it. I'm stuck with another choice.
Sorry.
I already have Tinker pulled up, so I'll just do that. Risky standard.
Risky for standard, yep. Things go badly.
Yowza.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm not. You
Yes.
you didn't. You something in the process of making this, you made it just like a little bit too much of a hairpin trigger. So like when you activate the bomb, it goes off in your hand and blinds.
Oof. Oof.
And so you lose this opportunity to act right now as you're blinded and you're trying to figure out
An eye
what
for an
to
eye.
do. Yeah.
Not the first time something like that has happened in my area.
All right, Marv.
All right. So here's the deal. He's gonna beat the shit out of people.
Absolutely.
That's
Thinking
that's
outside
the
the
whole thing.
box, eh?
No worries.
He's thinking about the box. He's not thinking. Come on, he doesn't do that. He's just like as this dart in his neck is just pumping the tranquility into him. He's just like, oh, I'm at peace. I feel like I'm plowing a field, reaping a bunch of wheat. I don't know what that is. I don't know what wheat is, but I think that's what I'm thinking about. It's like cutting down just a field of grass, or something like beating up a bunch of children. Yeah, he's gonna swing this dead guy at all these alive guys. He's gonna push.
All right.
Here we go.
Yo.
And he's got a 6 and a 5
That's
and a
a
4.
roller
So.
Coaster of a
Boom!
session.
He's just plowing through, and like as he's smashing dudes with this dude, he's just at complete peace. And you guys just see this cult. He looks like a Buddhist cow, you know. I don't think that's the right term. Hindu cow.
Yeah.
Hindu cow. At the peace, like a Hindu cow. He's swinging his body around. He's got this dopey smile on his face, and like his one eye is like wide open, but his other eye is like asleep. He's like Forrest Whitaker, and he's like swinging. And he's just like, la da da da.
Like a lot of happy memes going into all the heads.
Yeah, and as you do that, like you drop one guy, like you swing, and like again the heads collide, and he just hits the ground, like his head hits the pavement, and he doesn't get back up. He maybe like has like a little seizure for a moment, before going unconscious. The other two, like the one goes to move towards you, and you swing at him, and his head hits like the side of the building, and he collapses. And the third guy looks at you, and he's like, "No, we're good," and he walks away.
And Marv drops the body. He lets go as it's swinging, so the body like tumbles and ragdolls. And the guy that's running away is like, "Hey, yeah, spend a little bit of time over here." And he like staggers forward and throws a punch just before blacking out. And like I don't know whether or not it makes contact with the back of this dude's head, near it is Marv. Marv doesn't care. Marv is going to his happy place.
In a less happy place, we go to Albatross, who he successfully has in his hands the unconscious body of this this shirtless older man with tattoos everywhere. But
Nice.
you also have 3 of these acolytes. They seem prepared. They draw like ritual daggers, like kind of these jagged looking daggers. Impractical. Not the-
Albatross, gripping his claw out, will have it. It will have the claws just go out, put his hand onto their leader's head, lift it up with the one hand, with the claws digging into the skin enough to cut, but not enough to kill, and say, "Value your lives." I'm gonna roll command.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Does anyone want to assist in this moment? Daniel / the cohorts can assist. Marv can't assist because he's unconscious, as you just stated. But Myri could assist, though you are also blinded.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know
I
how.
mean, they can assist
like
with
to
the acid
help.
on their face.
Y'all want a bit more of that acid?
Yeah, could we have like the weeping women just kind of in
Hey.
behind Albatross, just like with like some
Like-
makeshift weapons, kind of as the rabble, like
Oh,
as
yeah,
the
they,
backup
they
there.
slowly
Absolutely.
approach from behind.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They approach from behind. One of them draws like a short sword from their sleeve, and they're wearing these like black robes. And so, as Albatross says this, just kind of these women appear from behind him, and they kind of fan out around him.
And behind the women, there's a Mothman destroying a bunch of books. There's fire everywhere, and he's pulling the body out like this.
Why is that here?
What on earth did you all do to my library?
Listen, if he hadn't rolled fails on every single one,
Yeah,
it
I
would
know.
have been really cool.
It would have
Would have
been.
been so.
It would have been helpful instead of just obnoxious. it's just in here buzzing around, destroying everything that you ever loved.
And by the way,
Amazing
Ethan,
books.
that special ability from Daniel came from Maggie. You know Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie was the one who told me to give Daniel that ability.
No, I love that. No, I think it's great, and I think thematically it's worked wonders. Though, whether or not we'll
Yes.
see the monster again, we'll have to see. Dire
That's fair.
situations.
It's in training right now.
It's learning. You say that viable.
That's how it
to
learns. It eats books.
how to train your Mothman.
Exactly.
But yes. So go ahead and make that command roll. Give yourself a +1 because your cohorts are assisting.
And that's gonna be in.
You can also push yourself as well if you would like. To either increase effect or give yourself +1 die. Right now, it would be risky for standard effect.
I know I'm not gonna push myself for this when I can.
That's fair.
But let's see where it goes. Oof.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Most of the way there.
They acquiesce. They take a step back. Obviously, like at least two of them take a step back, and they seem hesitant, and they sheath their the daggers that they drew. The last one, he very quickly just nicks your real arm.
Oh, the
And then-
good one.
He nicks your real arm. You don't take any harm. And then he slices his palm before sheathing his dagger and stepping back.
Ooh, he's gonna give you some kind of bloodborne thing. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's
And all he
so
says-
cursed.
And he just says to you, "This is not the last. You have been marked by me. I will find you again."
Look forward to seeing. I hope death favors. I hope death favors as well. You like to test that soon later.
later. And they leave, leaving you with this mess in the library as the moth. Daniel Deraviso does eventually manage to get
You
the moth to
probably didn't even
return.
need- Okay.
He does get him to eventually return to his spot as guardian of the library.
He's the guardian of the library. What a shitty guardian.
It's a little rowdy. It's been called in a
Wait till the
while.
dean hears about this.
You guys do eventually get the fire to go out, though there is substantial damage to the library, and that is the scene that you guys will return to. Returning back to Dunslow into Ironhook Prison as the four of you descend. Who's leading the charge there?
I think our robot friend was up in front.
Yeah.
I was, yes. You know, moves the metal plate out, tick, 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 metal on metal, climbs down the thing, and just starts heading down.
How does it feel when Drillbit commits a crime? Like, how does he feel about it?
There's this sense of energy, and so there's kind of like two things, right? Like, you know, as a whole, there's like already this like amount of like power and energy that's kind of there that exists that, like, you know, he feels drain and kind of goes out, and that's pretty close to like, you know, how we humans feel as far as when it comes to like when you wake up after a nap and you're like, oh, I'm charged up. But like when it comes to you know, actually committing a crime or building or cleaning, there's something internal, and it's one of those, like, instead of like the body having energy, it's like the mind, the spirit, the essence kind of just feels more nourished and free flowing, and so it's just like endorphins.
I love it.
All ones, no zeros, baby.
All right, guys. As you guys descend, I want Dio to give me a fortune roll.
How fortuitous.
All right,
Two die, take the lower.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh!
Hey, we take it.
All right.
Would that
Result-
be? Is that gonna be a success or a partial success? No, is it either?
Partial.
It's a
Partial.
fortune
No.
roll. So, what's gonna happen is that the other three just aren't as quick on the ladder. But Drillbit, you drop off the ladder, and as you do, you step forward and hit a tripwire.
No!
Oh.
What comes next is 2 shotgun blasts to your chest.
Oh! Oh! Good thing you're expendable.
Good thing you're made out of metal.
But-
So what's gonna happen here is you're gonna take a level 2 harm. It would be a level 3 harm, but you are wearing armor. You can actually activate the armor to reduce that to a level 1, and you can resist or drop that even further, so that you don't take any.
Does armor come back at the end of a score?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'd use some armor to drop that down
Yeah.
to a 1.
So and that for the people at home, hulls have an innate thing where they always wear armor, and so they basically carry armor for 0 load.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The payoff for that is that they're always conspicuous because they're made out of metal.
That's fair.
What you do with that big friend that you got there?
You know,
Hey, you
even
look like a robot.
yeah.
He's just here
Keep
for
up the
decoration.
Scales.
So yeah, so you can pop armor, which would bring that down to a level 2 or a level 1, and then you can pop it again if you want to go, and you can resist if you want to go even lower than that.
I'll take the 1.
Okay. So yeah, you get shot, but thankfully, yeah, like your body is made out of armor, and so it kind of dents this armor on you. You can take a level 1 harm called chest cave in.
Oh, okay.
Pectus excavatus.
I thought it was going to be leaking.
Actually, yeah, you're leaking oil. Let's do it.
I'm going to have to clean that up.
but yes, you're leaking oil. Obviously the other people here, they heard it. And you're gonna be mindful, perhaps, that there are traps down here potentially. As you move forward. So you do move forward. You're moving carefully. There doesn't seem to be any other traps, but you find this this pipe that Ludes was talking about earlier. That's it's going to be a tight squeeze maybe for drill bit, but not impossible. The rest of you fit quite easily into this, and you know that it smells terrible. But you will be able to make it to the canals from here.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Mandy is just like, I'm not going in there. Who are you? Like, I saw you, you fucking creep. And she starts like kind of pulling away from Ludes, and she's like, she moves back down the hall towards where you guys came from a little bit, and then she looks and she realizes she can't go back.
His terrifying visage smiling. He's like, yeah, you gotta come with me. There's no other way to go. And he's like hunched over, and he's got like his weird gangly fingers, and he's covered in nipples, and his teeth and hair, and made out of wood. Like,
I
he's
want
awful.
you to give me a roll to convince her to come with you.
I'll make it come.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's make it weirder. All right, hold on. Let me make sure I got my stuff right. Let's go. Good thing I've got all of this rank and sway.
I'm like, what about it, Tune? You do have a beautiful spirit.
I do.
Oh,
but I
yeah, that tracks. That literally
rolled a
tracks.
1 on my
That-
sway roll.
That does literally track. A complication occurs. She pushes Ludes aside and goes to run. She doesn't want to go into this sewer pipe, and so she just keeps running down the maintenance hatch away from you.
It's a big fucking bug that's flying around your head there, Aaron.
It is.
It's a monster. That's that moth that's eating all the books.
Oh no.
Books.
All right, so Ludes gets pushed and he falls down. He falls down the shaft. And he's rejected again. It hurts worse than the fall, worse than the impact. You know, they say it's not the fall that gets you. It's the landing. He sticks the landing. Sticks it right in his back. Knocks the wind out of him. Can't breathe. For a moment. He feels like he's gonna black out. Kind of projects himself just briefly into that ghost field and sees her moving. And all the other people that have died down here linger. Sees their ghosts and swirling vortex of pain and suffering, and all the ghosts of the different rats and I don't know, shit fish that live down here in the water, and them dying, choking to death, and the rind of what's left of this hollowed out shitstorm of a planet. No sun, no warmth, no love. Bleak. Abysmal. He sees it all. Seeps into his ghost before it leaps back into his body. That pain, the pain that he's already feeling, the physical pain, the emotional torment, the years he's wasted chasing this person that'll never love him the way that he loves her. The way that he scorned the woman that actually loved him. Maybe. But who the fuck is she? She's no one. All comes back with him. He's gonna ride with him. Part of who he is. Eats away at him a little bit more, day after day.
And
Comes back into his body. Yeah, go ahead.
And as Ludes is ruminating on this, we have Shiova and the body she possesses, and Drobit, the hull. Witness that whole scene. What were you guys? What are you all doing?
So are we leaving her? Are we letting her run off? I don't particularly care. No, I don't. Don't start with me. It's her decision. If she ran off on her own, don't complain to me.
Like, is she just like gone? Like,
Well, she's. I mean, you can still see her. It's kind of like watching a dog run away in Saskatchewan.
So
Is that
specific.
like a saying in Canada? Well, there
Yeah,
he
like
goes.
it's a straight thing. So you can still see her. It's only been like a couple of moments, for you. Obviously, like she's running, but she's not like preternaturally fast or anything. So you could catch up. But also, Ludes fell down this shaft.
oh wait, like, is it not the one we were going to leave in?
It is the one
No,
you're
it
gonna
is.
leave in.
Okay.
But
It
Adam
is, just
described
he
it
didn't
as
go
a
down-
drop.
He didn't
Okay.
go down gracefully. He, like, instead of going down the ladder, he like fell.
So he
Into the
is
shit
not
water.
here to tell you what he wants in this moment. And so I need one of you or both of you to make a decision.
Okay, I think last she knew that getting this girl was part of the deal to get in the library, and if she doesn't have this girl, then there's a chance that she might not get this cushy job with
Tenure.
bed and board. Yeah, tenure. She's not gonna get tenure if she doesn't. If this girl doesn't come with.
If you're doing a heist and you do not leave with the diamonds, then you're not very profitable in your crime. With that,
Shova will calmly start to like follow, but will call out like, "Do you really think this is smart to run around? He's gone now. Are you happy? Let's just leave, and then you can go on your merry way."
You saw him. You saw him. Would you go with him?
Would you want to go back?
I don't want to go there, but I don't want to go with him. I saw him. He's like a monster.
And that monster was trying to lead you out of here. He apparently cares enough about you that he would decide to take a whole risk extra trip to save you before we leave.
Listen, I'll go with you, but don't let him touch me. And when we get there, I want to go.
Fine.
I want to go somewhere else. I
Perfectly
don't.
fine with me. I have no dog in this race. Let's go.
Fine.
As you wish.
Fine.
Gilbert would be the last one, maybe popping in the chute and going, "She does not think we are actually all monsters."
Not the ghost, not the fucking talking robot. Just the lonely homeless guy.
Ghost is the least monster-ish looking one.
It's true.
In this moment, as you guys drop into the
How many
chute,
nipples does that ghost have? Does it count as 4 or does it count as 2? All right, sorry, go on.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh.
As you guys are dropping into the chute, you're climbing down the ladder. You hear banging against the wall upstairs, like they're kind of banging and scraping metal against the like concrete walls. Maybe concrete wasn't invented; they're stone walls. But you hear the sounds of people marching and Ludes echoing through. You can all hear it, but Ludes would recognize the voice as Tarvel says, "I welcomed you into this family. I brought you here. And you disrespect me this way. You could have had a future. And it's fucking over." And Tarvel is descending upon you. Where is this Tarville? Let's remind you what he looks like.
It's very intimidating. He's the
damn.
scrawniest, wiriest, oldest of men.
So Joe, but you said you were the last one. You look up and you see that angry, that face twisted in rage, and he starts climbing down the ladder after you.
Modzi. All right, how would you stop that? All right. I'm like thinking back. We flash back to something. Really would love ideas from the whole group here as to how to stop a very scary, intimidating
I have an idea.
gang leader. Ooh.
Oh,
I can phone a friend in the ghost field.
Oh, I'm like, I thought you're like CJ. CJ is gonna dial up a friend and be like, "Hey, what the hell do we do here?"
Just like the
Okay.
phone call comes through. It's like, we're in danger. There's this old man trying to kill us. What do we do?
I was thinking of a similar thing.
We
you guys
have
could do it as
Yeah.
a group action.
Okay, yeah, you and me wanna tune.
Yeah, I got tree dice on that.
I
got
too have tree dice.
Ooh, fancy. I have no stress yet, so I'll do it.
Okay.
All right. So
You
yeah,
have
go
no
ahead.
stress this whole session. This has been like the most stressful thing for Ludes this whole
Yep.
time.
Well, to be fair, Ludes has gotten you guys to do most of the work.
That's true.
He's
I mean,
dealing
the-
with the emotional stress, not
Yeah.
the physical
Fu-
stress.
Falling down and getting hit by a blob monster and almost dying was pretty heavy too.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so here we go.
Position.
Oh yeah, it'd be risky for standard at this point in time. So you succeed and you do it. Nobody failed.
I failed.
No.
Oh. Wait. What are you
Wait.
rolling? Oh, did Bay do it as well?
You did. I didn't know you got to roll 2 dice.
Oh, wait, why did it roll in Bay?
Well, no,
Yeah,
sorry. Jobit. Yeah, it's the title. It's a foundry thing. You were rolling.
Yeah,
off
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, fair.
I didn't expect the robot to
Okay.
have a tune dice. So I'm
Okay.
impressed. So
So
I marked
because-
the one stress.
So all three of you kind of have the same idea at the same time. Sorry, I keep wanting to call her Myri because I'm just so used to it.
Shiova.
As Shiova goes to look into the ghost field, she has a moment where she calls out to a spirit, and unfortunately you call out to like a vengeful like ex-prisoner spirit, and so you have to like quickly shut yourself off from the ghost field, and as a result, you all kind of have this connection, and you do take a point of stress there, Ludes.
Yeah, I
just
got it.
from but thankfully, without really even like connecting on it verbally, both Drillbit and Ludes kind of have the same idea, and they reach out. And who do you guys call upon?
All right, so Luge is gonna go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never made the right choice in my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry that it has to be like this. I'm sorry. And the spirits of all of the rats
Oh.
and the shitfish and the roaches and every vermin that's died down here all start pouring through and just ripping away at this old man.
Okay. So he as it does, he lets go and he drops. He lands on his back. But he is still alive, and he takes a moment to stand, and he says, "What the fuck are you doing?" You think you could... You're gonna come here, and you're gonna just spit in the face of the best opportunity you could have ever had.
I never had a chance. I never had anything in this world. It's all been shit. I've never.
And
It's been-
anyone can intervene as this happens, but he does stand. He kind of gets on his one foot. These spirits are swarming and they're tearing at his skin as you're still kind of directing them towards him. And it's kind of like that scene from like X-Men 3 where like Wolverine's walking through like the psychic battle or whatever, like Jean Grey's attacking him and like his skin is like kind of peeling off. But he doesn't have super healing, so he's just taking damage. But he steps forward through this swarm of spirits, and he puts a finger up to Lude's mouth, and he's like, "Shh, it's okay."
It's really awkward. And he's just like, "What are you touching my face for?" But yeah,
And
a tear,
he-
a gross, sludgy tear rolls down his cheek. And the other side, it creeps down and it just lubricates his brambly mustache.
and he says, "I'm gonna make this right. You can go." And he whips his bill hook at Manny.
Oh,
I'm gonna. What do I do to get in the way of that?
In this case, you could make a protect roll, which basically you're making a resistance roll to stop her from doing that.
All right, prowess.
So this is just how much
Fuck.
stress you take. So you're gonna succeed. You still
Yeah,
take you take
I'd
3
take-
stress,
yeah,
and you get in the way.
I'll take the brunt.
Okay. This is a level 3 harm.
Okay.
Called hooked. We'll call it.
Yeah.
And as he impales you, he gets like kind of like hooked right through like the the not the abdomen. What's this thing called? The pectoral.
The thorax.
It's you right through the pectoral muscle, and he
Right
rips
through the
it
titty.
out. Yeah, he gets
He
you
rips
right
out my
through
titty.
the titty. He plants his foot on your chest and pulls this hook out of you, and pushes you to the ground. And he says, "Okay, that's it. I've given you every opportunity because my daughter says you're something special. But you're just another fucking rat in this city." And he goes to put the final blow onto him.
Oh,
Yeah, now that was
No.
intervening time.
Now, all right.
Well,
Yeah.
let
I
you
was
have your
just-
cool moment, saving
I
your
was
girl.
just thinking so much to say he's hooked on a feeling.
Oh.
Ah.
All right, how do
So someone give me an action roll. Is
I'm
really
thinking.
what,
I'm
yeah,
thinking. I'm thinking.
No worries.
Ah.
yeah. So maybe while this is happening, I'd love for Drillbit to, take a step behind Tarvel with this type of action and these things going on, and to hit him over the head with this, kind of clunky drill attachment that he has.
Okay. To do
Do you
it
get him with
fast
the William
enough,
Shatner double hand punch? Bow.
I would say to do it fast enough to actually be able to stop him from making the attack. That's going to potentially kill Ludes.
Would I
You're gonna have to
overcharge?
overcharge.
All right, we'll take another overcharge. So yeah, with that happening, just in the background though, the stuff's all happening in seconds. The glow kind of happens in behind Drillbit, and the wheels again, start spinning, and it's like a. And he just kind of like winds himself up, standing pretty, straight up behind him and goes to hit him.
Can I assist by telling the rats to try to instead of just attacking, just kind of pile up and make slow him down, kind of cling onto him?
Yeah, absolutely. So give yourself an additional die for that assist, as
All right.
these
And
these
this is
spirits
gonna
kind of
be
go to grab his arms and hold
Desperate
him
for
back.
standard, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, desperate for standard.
All right.
Oh, that's a lot of dice. That's a lot of dice.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of dice.
Okay.
I know how to browse.
Fuck yeah.
So yes, you move so fast, and even though you're kind of worrying, he barely has time to register what it is before this drill hits him in the head. And Tarvel, again, he is like an elderly man, as intimidating as he is. You hit him in the head, and his head smacks into the side, and he's like blurry-eyed, and he's like, "What the fuck? Who are you? Why is this happening? What have we ever done to you?"
You've done me a service, but in me being in your servitude, you've perhaps done me another service. You hold my shackles no longer.
I love how French he is. I
Yeah.
love it. I surrender.
I need to get more robot-y, but I just keep going
Yeah.
more French, so I'm sorry about that.
That's great, dude. Lean into it.
I mean, the
I
monotone voice
tear
works
your
really well.
heart as easily as I tear a croissant.
Okay. I'm gonna have him kind of make one last action here. So this is gonna be a resistance roll if you don't want this to happen. Tarvel is going to lash out at everybody here.
Okay.
And so everybody is at threat of taking a level 3 harm, which would be enough to kill Ludes.
I'm gonna resist as best I can.
You'll
Yeah.
succeed.
Oh,
Take another 3 stress. Is that enough for a trauma?
nope.
Okay, good to know.
Close.
Anyone who doesn't want to take a level 3 harm now needs to make a
Yeah.
resistance roll.
Okay. What's the resistance?
So you, this would be, probably prowess. Like you're gonna try and prowess your way away from getting attacked right now.
Prowess, no modifier. Oh, only
Yep.
four.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. So in this case, I'm gonna say that the 3 of you managed to avoid the consequence. I'm not gonna reduce harm. I'm gonna avoid it. In this moment, you guys have to kill Tarvel. You realize that he is not going to stop. And you have
Alright.
moments to do it because you also hear that there's people entering to the hallway and potentially maybe someone on the ladder. There's going to be dozens of people down here in a moment. And if you don't get rid of Tarvel right now,
So, Drobit is gonna go and knock the back of his legs, getting him onto his knees, and take his drill and just shove it through him.
okay. Yeah. You
Insert
murder Tarvel. And the 3 of you, the 4 of you really. Mandy
Is she
is
watching? Is she impressed?
She's
She
in
is-
love with the robot.
She's in shock, and I think more than anything, she's in shock because, you stepped in between. You are pretty injured there, Ludes, and
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're helping him out.
yes. Well, actually, she does, and she's like, "I don't know you, I don't love you, I don't even like you, but thank you for saving my life."
I gotta be
Shut up.
inside.
Listen.
You.
The more you talk, the worse it gets. Please don't say anything else to me. I kind of respect you right now. No, that's it. You can walk. I was gonna help you. You can walk.
Yeah, it tore off my titty. I gotta.
And Mandy storms away without helping.
You see
Ludes.
those rats? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw the rats. It was cool. I don't know how you did that.
I got away with vermin.
Better luck next time, my friend. And then Drobert will pick up Ludes and carry him behind.
And so you go through.
It's
Stinky.
like bodyguard. And I will always love you.
As you guys make it out of this pipe, you hear the sounds of steps behind you, but you guys are moving quicker, and like they obviously stop seeing like Tarvel massacred basically with a drill at the kind of at the front of this thing. So you guys manage to escape. You guys make it out into the canal. Unfortunately,
it could have been any of us.
yeah. You unfortunately have to jump out into the water. And it stings. It stings, Ludes. It stings a lot as this salt water gets into your wound.
I got pink wound. It's like pink eye, but in my titty.
And you guys manage to swim to the shore and or like a dock over in Coleridge and climb your way out. Make your way back to the library. Mandy immediately separates. She says to Ludes before she does, please, as I say this, just whatever you were trying to say to me, I'm gonna pretend that it was nice. And I'm gonna ask that you just stop following me around. I don't know who you are. But every time I see you, people die, and I don't want that.
I won't follow you. I'll wait for you. I'll always wait for you.
You shouldn't do
I'll
that.
always be there. I'll always be there. I'll be right behind you. That doesn't sound right. I don't know what I'm saying, but I love you. I've always loved you. I've been... I've been watching you for years, and none of this is right. None of this is right.
I can tell you're maybe not a monster, but I'm sorry. And that's the best you're ever gonna get from me.
Maybe you can change your mind. Still time.
I promise you I won't. And I want you to know it's not because you're ugly, though that doesn't help.
Brutal.
Damn.
It's not because you're ugly. It's because you're weird.
Damn, girl.
It's because I'm a user. And you have nothing to offer me. I want money. I want status. And if I walk anywhere with you, people will close their pocketbooks and they will deny me access to where I want to be in life. I am better than you. At least I look like I'm better than you.
I can't argue with that.
You deserve someone who doesn't think that way. I know it's fucked up, and I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. I'm gonna think about what you said, and we can discuss it next time I see you. We'll figure it out. You know, I mean, everybody goes through some. My titty hurts. Everybody goes through some rough patches in life, and you know, maybe you know, there's still hope, right?
Sure.
There's still hope.
If that's what you hear, then yes. Goodbye, Ludes. Bye. And thank you, Robot
see you tomorrow.
and Strange Girl. Thank you for everything. Goodbye forever. And Mandy walks down the street. She's disappearing into the darkness. You guys look to the west just in time to catch a glimpse of the Dimmer Sister. Just that small sliver of light breaking through the clouds. And you make your way over to the library. And there you find it's no longer on fire and the moth is
Nice.
gone.
Nice.
But yes, you find your fucked up library.
Win-win.
It is glorious. There's so much cleaning and construction to do here.
Yeah, dude. So Ludes gestures towards these like, behold.
It looks unamused.
There's a place for you to stay, and there's a lot of books in there, and I am losing a lot of blood. I think I'm gonna take a nap. Make yourselves at home. And then he kind of points up in the air, and then twirls and falls to the ground.
Nice.
You're lucky this is better than the slums.
Robot is just ecstatic. He's so hard to just hold back how happy he is.
Nice. And we'll fade to black on that as Albatross maybe joins them.
He shoots them.
It's like, these guys almost got Ludes.
No, like the actual dialogue that I was thinking in my head is like, I see we found Ludes. Where the fuck have you been?
Hey, this shit.
No, you're like, you're knocked out on the floor. I don't think you'd be able to swim out to that. Oh man.
Oh.
He
We
was looking for you.
And really quickly, we'll go over payoff and heat. We'll save entanglements and the rest of it for next week, but I just want to make sure you guys get paid. So, you earn 2 rep. I imagine you guys are probably going to get filled back up if you lost any rep before, because I don't think we ever paid to boost you guys up.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Okay, so you'll earn 2 rep, and then the bill hooks were at tier 3 by the time that you guys fought against them. So
Okay.
that's an additional 2. So that's 4 rep total. You did not keep the operation completely quiet, and that's
Nope.
okay. This I'm gonna call a big score serious loot. You're gonna gain 8 coin worth of stuff. Between the bell that got left behind, that's going to be worth quite a bit of coin because it's like an artifact.
And we got this weird magic bell. Who's buying?
Yeah, you got a weird magic bell. You got the items that the Path of Echoes were carrying on them, the ones that are not alive anymore. You also would have maybe
A few wedding things as well were just kind of stashed in.
You got
underneath
the
Robot.
gift
to keep the
bags.
rings.
Oh yeah, the rings. Oh my god, yes, the rings.
yes, and you have a pair of wedding rings that were in Lude's pocket.
hear me out. We've got one of them.
Yeah, you got one.
Yeah.
The other one got put pocketed on Mandy before she left.
All right. But yeah, between all that stuff, you would gain 8 coin. All right. Then we're gonna go to heat. I will not count the battle at the library as part of the score for the purposes of determining heat. Because that would have been wild and devastating exposure, but it's not because it all happened kind of on your backyard. But we will say that it's probably loud and chaotic with high exposure. What happened at the prison? Noting it didn't happen like none of the law enforcement were the people involved, but obviously the bill hooks were well aware of who was there and what was happening. You're gonna add 1 heat for a high-profile, well-connected target. You guys killed Tarble. Reading the newspaper, that man was just took over a district and was attempting to join city council.
Oh.
Yep. It was the closest thing to a father my guy's ever had.
Add 1 heat because you're at war with another faction.
Are we still?
You were during this score, yeah.
Okay.
So I will say this: you guys have everything you need to end war with a conversation that doesn't require rolls next week.
Cool.
And then add 2 heat because people were killed.
Oh yeah.
There's just the
Who's
one
Tar-
though.
Who was Tarble the leader of?
Tarble's the leader
Bill
of the
Hooks.
Bill Hooks, which was the gang that took over the prison in Dunslow.
Yeah.
Which was a big thing the first 3 episodes, which you missed.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was before you signed up.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the thing. So very quickly, did you guys add that to the heat thing? Well,
I haven't touched it.
Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's gonna bring you to Wanda level 2,
Oh no,
and then it's another 1, 2,
that's pretty good.
3.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a good drawing there. You
Status
should
dead.
that should be on the Facebook. Because it's a face that you drew in a book.
Yeah, also, how should you do Kitty?
That's hard
Oh.
to see.
It's, I think, closer. It's stabbed.
That's what the
Stabbed
demon.
cat?
Yeah, the demon killed the
Oh.
cat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
that happened last week.
That was a lot of heat. That score.
That was a lot of heat.
Yeah.
That was like a
well, I mean,
full. Thing.
it was a fucking mess. It was 2
Yeah.
messes.
And I only gave you 2 heat, despite the fact that people died kind of all over the place on that one.
That's
you know.
fair. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. I'm also gonna give you guys a turf. I think I'm gonna give you guys sanctuary.
Ooh.
+1 to command and sway on sight. And that will be explained at the top of next week's episode.
Oh, mysterious.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this session. That was one hell of a score. That was one hell of a defense. You guys all did super well, and I'm really glad that we stayed a little bit late, and I had a lot of fun. So I hope you guys did too.
Sad now.
I know. I went really hard on Adam. I hope he's okay.
You said hard on.
I did say hard on. I don't got one of them though.
All the
Oh.
innuendos.
But yes, thank you all very much. You have yourselves a good night. Hell yeah!
It never stops being funny.